23. And we'll be back tomorrow with more. Don't miss it. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. We're out.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime.
Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Ah!
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to DelcorInc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
Chad said when you were little, did your parents make it seem like
a good question?
Make it seem like it was illegal to turn on the interior light in the car at night?
Yes!
Where did that come from?
Turn that off right now.
Yes! My mom used to do that all the
get
time.
So mad.
Turn that light off. I can't see.
I can't see.
It's going to blind me. I'm not going to be able to see the cars coming the other way. I'm like, they got headlights too?
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Well, I just think we were prepared. You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
All right.
Ty?
Hi.
Ty?
I want me some glory hole.
Dude, you ain't boss. I'm the boss.
Cojones.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Hey, I'm sorry. All right.
How about those friggin' pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to this Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live, basketball night in Greenville, North Carolina, East Carolina, hosting UCF tonight, trying to snap a long losing streak. We'll talk about that quite a bit on today's program, as we will hear from the head coach of the Pirates, Mike Schwartz, his final meeting with the media. Got that coming up later on in hour number 1 as he gets ready for UCF. Pirates 1-1 in league play, coming off a big win against Wichita State. Long losing streak to the Knights, and they'll try to snap that tonight. Brandon Suggs making a return trip to Minges Coliseum. We'll hear from Mike Schwartz coming up in about 30 minutes. We will visit with the voice coming up, Jeff Charles, at 4 o'clock. He will be on the call for his 1,000th basketball broadcast at ECU tonight. Unbelievable. What a number for the legendary Jeff Charles. We'll talk about that and a lot more with the voice. Talk some Pirate football as well coming up at 4 o'clock. Patrick Mason will be on hand for the game tonight at Minges Coliseum. Patrick from the Daily Reflector will join us. We'll rehash his trip to Birmingham and talk some Pirate hoops as well coming up at around 4:30. And Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors. Man, a ton to get into with Igoe when it comes to this East Carolina football roster heading into this offseason, what it's going to look like when the Pirates take the field against Michigan coming up in September, and, of course, some basketball talk as well with Igoe. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, Jonathan Ellerbe here on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Hello, Ellerbe.
Hello, Clipper. How are you?
I'm doing great. The weather outside, a bit frightful. You can find us right now on YouTube, on Facebook. How about other platforms? How are we looking right now? I know the weather has done some damage to us.
Yeah, I think we may have had some satellite issues during some of our CBS sports programming, but hopefully Shirley Rhodes can have a better answer to that on the radio side.
Let's go to Shirley in Studio B. Shirley.
Let's go down to the sideline with Shirley.
I've got a Gary Hahn update in a moment, too.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a really bad Gary Hahn impersonation, by the way. I should just leave that to Chandler. Our satellite did go down due to the weather. We are still working on that. However, on the radio side of things, everything is fine. It's just we just lost our satellite signal, so we had to kind of come up with an alternative way to bring you the last part of Jim Rome this afternoon.
So we are good to go. Thanks for tuning in, whichever way you choose to do so on this Wednesday. And you can be a part of the show. Chime in on Facebook Live, at YouTube with your thoughts. How you feeling about ECU, UCF tonight? How you feeling about ECU football coming off a bowl win and having a lot of players exit the program? So what are your thoughts right now on ECU athletics? We want to hear from you. Ellerbe, how are you doing on this Wednesday?
I'm doing great. Off to a great start for a new year on the fourth day of the year. So just excited about this 2023. And I just think a lot of people are starting to see, with social media now, you get news so instantaneous and you get it at all hours. And kind of like the C.J. Johnson news that broke late or in the evening last night. But I just think this is the new norm. I mean, players, everybody is a temporary status. I mean, I think the biggest thing I saw today that gave me the biggest chuckle is that Bobby Petrino took the UNLV offensive coordinator's job for 3 weeks and is now at Texas A&M. So, I mean, it's just everything in the world of college athletics and the sports world and in general is just bizarro, and you just really don't know what you're going to wake up to day in and day out, which makes our job a lot of fun and entertaining.
It's exciting, and look, we haven't even really got to the coaching carousel portion of this stuff yet.
It used to be just the coaching carousel.
That's going to be nuts, and then you got the players, the portal. I saw somebody complaining on Hoist the Colors today about East Carolina not being active in the portal this offseason. I mean, when did we add Isaiah Winstead to the roster? That was post-spring ball, right? I mean, you've got a lot of time to build your roster in this new age of college football. So there is a lot of moving and shaking that's going to go on. NFL, domino effect down to college. I mean, look at Jim Harbaugh. Who knows who East Carolina will be facing as a head coach in that first game of the season against Michigan next year. So just so much change will happen between now and then.
And that'll be a big domino in the world of college football because, Michigan's going to go get another sitting head coach somewhere else, which is going to open up a job and then create some more staff changes all over the place. So, it's just going to be nuts. If you have a lot of time on your hands and suffer from high anxiety, and are big into sports, then you probably struggle with all this new portal, NIL, coaching carousels. Just when you think you kind of got the grasp of the coaching carousel of when the hot times are going to be, now it's just, man, it is all the time. And nothing really surprises me to wake up and say that such and such is in the portal, such and such is going to the NFL draft. East Carolina's benefited. There's been, you'll talk to Igoe about it later, but a couple UNC players have, I believe, already committed to coming to East Carolina from the portal. So I don't know, man. It's so hard to keep up with. You really need to use a piece of paper and a pencil, because you need something to erase.
No doubt. And, it shows the hypocritical nature of us all, too, when you see these things like North Carolina players coming to ECU because it's, the North Carolina stinks. Those players are awful. And then
they lost 4 in a row.
Then we get one of them, and we're like, all right, this guy's good. All right, yeah. He's going to be a great Pirate. It's hilarious to see all the reaction out there. You mentioned not being surprised by anything. Not shocked about CJ Johnson news, and to the point where yesterday myself and Chandler and Bryce were kind of going over the returning producers for this football team, especially at a receiver standpoint, and we're kind of taking CJ Johnson out of it and said that the leading guy, and Chandler brought up Jalen Johnson, Shane Calhoun right now are your leading weapons at the receiver/tight end positions for this team, because Isaiah Winstead, C.J. Johnson, Ryan Jones, Keaton Mitchell, there's your top 4 receivers from last year. They're gone. You've also got other players out as well. So it is and this is college football. This is like the new norm. You're going to have to get used to this. It's not the way it was, and you're just going to have to accept that. And every year there's going to be change. That's just the way it is right now.
Yeah, and the one thing, at least it appears, Mason Garcia is the guy that's going to be the quarterback for next year, that he doesn't have any chemistry with really anybody right now. So he has a fresh slate to build some great chemistry and relationships with his receivers and tight ends.
He should have played, Ellerbe. You're not going to have that discussion.
You know what happened? That blocked punt changed his whole career. I mean, he was getting ready to come in, and that block punt prevented him from coming in until he had to take the knee in the victory formation in that bowl game, because it was set up. I mean, it was the Mason Garcia. He would have gotten all that experience that would make the difference when we go to Michigan next year. Now all we can hope for is that Jim Harbaugh's not there, that Mason Garcia does not have to go up against Jim Harbaugh as head coach, because that'll give East Carolina a little bit more leverage in the big house.
Got more football topics to hit. Folks are fired up for ECU hoops tonight. Josh says, Clip Bird. Excited about the game tonight. Pirates going to pull out the dub. The 113 crew will be rocking. Adam says pivotal game tonight for the Pirates. Win tonight, and the team will be even more confident to compete with the upper echelon of the American. And that's it for hoops. Ellerbe, you going tonight?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll be there. Chandler will be there in a working capacity. Chandler, hardest working man this side of the mighty Mississippi, as he was working late into the night last night, posting things on Pirate Radio social media.
He is.
The grind never stops, does it, Chandler?
Never stops.
Chandler's nickname should be Waffle House, open 24/7.
And you never know when he can fly off the handle.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
Jay says the biggest loss for East Carolina, Steve Shankweiler as O-line coach. Says glad he's taking on another role in the program, but that will be an important hire. Jay, I will disagree and say the biggest loss is Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there was one person we could ask back right now, and we all love Coach Shank,
I'll take Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I think we would all invite Keaton Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell, 3-stint offensive line coach. I'm going Keaton.
Remember the game Red Rover? I think we would say send Keaton Mitchell back over.
Yeah, he bailed us out a few times this season. So yeah, Coach Shank, and it is, like Jay said, great that he's going to remain with the program. but he will no longer be coaching the offensive line at ECU.
Yeah, I think if we said we would not hire an offensive line coach and Keaton Mitchell could come back, I think everybody would be happy with that too.
Who needs a O-line coach?
If it came down to like, well, all right, let's get Keaton Mitchell back. But, hey, there's a great opportunity for Rajay and Marlon Gunn. So next man up. That's the way it's got to be, right, Clip?
That is correct. Jay said somebody had to block for Keaton. Not every play. Sometimes he just ran past guys.
When you're the fastest guy on the field.
Steve Shangweiler didn't block for Keaton. He did coach the guys.
Now, someone did have to hand the ball to him. Someone did have to snap the ball to the quarterback and then hand the ball to him.
Not necessarily. We could just go direct snap.
We never did the Wildcat or the Wild Keaton.
The Wild Keat.
The Wild Keat.
Tyler says, I thought Jalen Johnson had a good showing in the bowl game. I'd like to see him take the next step. Chandler, you mentioned Tajee Hudson making a play in the bowl game. Brock Spalding, I think, had his first catch as a Pirate, right?
Yep.
In the bowl game as well. So
Savage.
While Ehlers was putting up historical numbers, Isaiah Winstead going out with a bang, CJ Keaton as well, we did see a glimpse of what the future could look like in the passing game for East Carolina.
Yeah, and that was great to see. I wish we could have seen a little bit more Brock Spalding and other guys like that. I think Tyler Savage was another guy that got into the game. And I know we're talking about offensive weapons, but you also saw a lot of guys on defense get a lot of reps too. A lot of young guys on defense getting a lot of reps. So future Pirates getting some experience in Birmingham.
I hope the next guy that wears number 2 is fast, though, so he can still do the deuce and pass people on the sidelines.
Yeah. Like Kerry King wears 17 now, and here's a guy that we'll probably hear a lot more of next year.
A lot of people said that Kerry King is up there when it comes to speed on this roster, and with Keaton Mitchell being gone, he could be up there.
But do you like 17? Dwayne Harris's name is 17.
Dwayne 17
his name
Harris.
Is 17 Harris.
I don't think Ruffin McNeil knew his name. I think he always just 17.
Should we do more when it comes to honoring numbers? Because now you can't honor Jeff Blake because of Keaton, like with the numbers anyway. Do we kind of miss the boat on that, Ellerbe, or are you okay with just passing numbers along to everybody?
I don't know. I mean, the one thing that bothers me the most about college football is that when people wear, like, there's 2 12s. Like, there was another Holton
That bothers you?
It bothers me.
A lot of people kept thinking that Holton Ehlers was our punter this year. A lot of people thought that, why is Holton punting?
Hey, Troy, who are these people you're talking to? That was a Troy D right there.
Yeah, that was a lot of people.
A lot of people you talk to say that, Troy?
I've heard a lot of people commented on, like, our Facebook posts during, like, post-game, why is Holton punting?
Here's the reason I don't like it, because I sit on the side where East Carolina is, and one of the things I enjoy watching the teams when they come off the sidelines, and I like to find the players and be like, oh, Keaton Mitchell had a big play, or such and such happened. Let me go see what they're talking about. Or coaches are coming over to talk to them or yell at them, this and that. So I lock in, and I'm like, oh, there's 12. And then I'm like, what? Dang it, that's not, then I'm trying to figure out someone's hurt, you're trying to follow. Then there's 2 5s, there's 2 7. There was 2 Zay, there was Zay Jones, and then there was another guy that wore number 7. And who was that guy? Does anybody even remember who the other 7 was?
Jordan Williams.
Was that right?
Maybe.
The number 1 pick in the Canadian football draft.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe.
But there was when Zay Jones was playing, there was 2 that just kind of.
Yeah. Well, the easy thing. Yeah, Jordan Williams wore number 7. Shout out to me being a Chandler there.
That was nice.
You should go to sports trivia tonight.
One's on offense, one's on defense, Ellerbe. Like, that's the easy way to look at it. If you see a guy with a defensive team, number 7.
Do we not have enough numbers? I mean, are there not enough numbers?
Like this year,
1 through 99. Can we all just get a different number, people?
Sure. CJ Johnson wore 5 this year, and then Jairo Wilson also wore 5.
Yeah.
So
John Monroe says retiring numbers is stupid.
That is stupid.
All right, John.
Now there is schools, and specifically NC
stupid schools.
Well, look, what I'm going to say is that they honor their number.
That's stupid.
So you remember how ECU baseball used to honor a player and be like, you were wearing number 23 this year?
Yeah.
Like NC State does. Like they choose a guy to wear 16.
If you're going to talk about State, talk like Gary Hahn.
Nah.
I mean, it's your call.
By
Either
the way,
don't talk about it or
talk
like
at State, what they do at State is they honor Russell Wilson. They have a patch that says Russell Wilson on it, and they give a guy the number 16.
They went to Wisconsin.
But, they actually do this. They actually have a guy that wears number 16, and he also wears a patch on his left shoulder that has Russell Wilson on it. There's a guy on defense that wears number 9, and that honors Mario Williams. So they have a patch on their jersey that says Mario Williams on it.
The Russell Wilson.
John's right. That's stupid.
The Russell Wilson that went to NC State plays for the Broncos, and the one that went to Wisconsin,
he played for
he used to play for Seattle.
Won a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Robert says, Ellerbe, great meeting you at the Houston game. Sorry you weren't with Clip. Ha, 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 ha.
Who said that, Robert?
That was Robert Skipper.
Okay. He laughed out loud at you.
He said, ha, 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 ha. Tyler says, our first punt at BYU, some fans asked us if our quarterback was about to punt. See, that's great. It affects the other team.
That's just some fans, not a lot of fans, Chandler.
They were all talking to Chandler this offseason. Our guy, Randolph?
Yes.
Randolph's in the chat. What's up, Randolph? Talked to him last week at Sports Trivia. He missed you, Chandler. But again, why wasn't Chandler there? He was working. Post-game ECU basketball.
Did Randolph say Chandler wasn't there? Ha, 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
Sorry you worked with Chandler. Ha, 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 ha. But once again, I will not be at trivia tonight.
The grind never stops with this guy.
Man.
Impressive.
Someone's got to make the waffles.
Oh, dear. All right.
So what was the Gary Hahn update?
Smothered and covered. Gary Hahn is back.
He's back, baby.
Did he get reinstated?
Let's get down to Tony.
Don't take it from me. What? Take it from Gary.
Let's get down to Tony. Tony, what you got?
When are you coming back, Gary?
I'm coming back January 14th.
January 14th, Gary Hahn will be back. So I believe the state plays Miami that game in hoops. So, yeah, Gary Hahn back.
Good thing they're not playing UTEP.
Yeah, that could be awkward.
Let's get down to El Paso. Oh, wait. Let's not do that.
Let's see. Ellerbe. How are you feeling about East Carolina with all the departures?
East Carolina football?
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel like Mike Houston is going to work the portal. He's had some success with it. He's going to bring in guys like Jalen Johnson, Isaiah Winston. A lot. Let's be honest. A lot of the key. How do you feel about the defense for next year?
I don't feel too great about anything right now.
You don't? Feel terrible?
I didn't say that. I don't feel great.
You don't feel great?
I'm a little nervous right now. I don't.
We felt this way this time last year, too, didn't we?
Exactly. We did. We talked about it yesterday.
But at this point last year, we knew our quarterback was going to be back.
True. You knew what you had at QB. That is a big reason for I don't know if it's concern, but just a lot of unknown.
If you were betting Chandler's paycheck on 6 wins or more next year, would you put it on?
Put it all down.
Would you put there, or would you go to 5 and under?
We can get to 6.
Then what are you worried about then?
Because is that what we are, Ellerbe? We're just 6 and 6, and let's go have a picnic.
Well, if we can
That's
get
what your standard is
6 and 6, and
you got to rise to the standard.
Well, I mean, if we get to 6, then we can maybe scratch out a couple more.
True.
If you feel, then you're right in the middle. I mean, you're not. If you're like, man, I don't know, man, we may win 2 games next year.
All I said was I don't feel great, and then you put this doom and gloom on me.
You kind of got a dark cloud. You got a black shirt on. I mean, you're
and
just,
a black hat.
But what does my shirt say?
Ha 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 ha.
No quarter.
So what do you feel better about, ECU versus UCF in basketball, or ECU football 6+ wins next year?
ECU football 6 wins. Because you know why, Ellerbe? Do you know how many times UCF has beaten East Carolina in a row? Basketball.
I'm going to say 8.
I don't know what the number is, but I did see your tweet. If I could say it,
say it, Chandler.
The last time ECU basketball beat UCF was when Mike Houston was coaching the Citadel.
It has been a while. 14 in a row.
7 years.
And I want to say East Carolina, before this losing streak, that was the year ECU beat them 3 times in the regular season. They won here, in Orlando, and the conference tournament. And I think that conference tournament game was the last win we have over UCF. It has been that long.
Wow.
Man.
This is the last time UCF probably come to Greenville for basketball, too.
Correct.
So we got to notch a win.
Did it in football.
You know, I mean, unfortunately, this team set a precedence that they're kind of a road team in the conference this year.
What's that? I was reading something.
They're a road team in the conference this year.
How about the women last night pulling off a road win at Memphis? All we can do as a basketball school is win road games now.
Should we put the UCF logo up half court tonight?
Put Brandon Suggs.
Hey, it's black and gold night at Minji's.
Yeah.
It's black and gold night.
Wear your black and gold.
You're already taken care of.
I'm ready.
Just reverse your shirt.
I am ready to go. Yeah, we got to give these guys a road environment. Start waving our arms when we shoot free throws.
Let's cheer for Brandon Suggs tonight.
Going to the line, Brandon Suggs shooting 2.
Yeah, whatever the free throws we did last time at home didn't work, so let's make some noise when they shoot free throws tonight, folks.
Absolutely. Let's hold up the fat heads behind get the band back there.
We need a rocking environment.
Start distracting.
KC says, first game, Morgan called the kick returner, Jalen Johnson. It was Fleming. All right, now the numbers are confusing the PA announcer. Jack says, if you remember, Rob Cass had the same number as our punter, and it made the defense be on their toes.
Ben Ryan was his name, I believe.
Good call, Chandler.
Why don't just everybody wear 12?
And Kevin says, if you could feel better about next football season with the return of one departing player, who would it be? We already said that. Obviously, it would be Keaton Mitchell. I mean, there's no other answer. Who would be close to that? Who's number 2? Is it CJ? Is it Jairo Wilson? Are we talking about guys just leaving early or portaling?
Yeah, I think either Porter or NFL draft. I mean, Holton Ahlers doesn't count because he doesn't have eligibility.
I say it doesn't count.
They don't have eligibility left. They cannot play college football anymore.
Noah Henderson, I guess, would be eligible to be on this list.
He'd be on the list, but I don't think anybody's going to pick an offensive lineman.
Who would you pick other than Keaton?
I mean, right now, I'd say CJ.
You're a Jira guy. Would you want Jira or CJ back, Chandler? If you could pick one.
I would go CJ. As much as a Jira guy I am.
You're not that much of a Jira guy.
Yeah, but CJ, I don't know. CJ would be a big piece of the offense next year.
Offense, I mean, he could have a bigger impact.
He would be the guy.
He could have a bigger impact. He could make score more touchdowns.
If he was to stay next year, I think he could easily have 100 yards catching.
100 yards catching?
Man, I hope so.
100 yards for 100 receptions, I should say.
About
100 receptions?
Yes.
That'd be about 8 yards a game.
I think he could have at least 100 receptions next year. 1,200 yards. At least 10 he had 10 touchdowns this year.
Okay. We're getting into way hypotheticals here. It doesn't matter. There's no need to argue.
What I'm saying is he would be the guy offensively.
The guy. Who is the guy next year? Is the guy this year was Isaiah Winstead.
Yes.
Is the guy next year on the current roster?
No.
No?
I'm hoping we could get another Isaiah Winstead type of deal.
Hey, well, hope in one hand.
Here's my question, and I saw
it in the other.
And I saw a tweet by Phil Steele saying he's done like 55 teams already. Like, this has got to jack his world all up trying to do his magazine. Because it's a great magazine, and he has, like, all the rosters and everything in it. But, I mean, there's no way he's got to wait till he hits the print button till, like, after July now. It used to be like a staple of July 4th holiday, have a Phil Steele magazine, reading it that weekend.
Look, I love Phil Steele. Best magazine. Nothing bad to say about the guy, but he's had it easy for a while, Ellerbe. There's a lot of copy and pasting going on. Now he's going to have to earn it. He's going to actually have to work now.
No more cut and paste.
He's been laid, kicked back on the couch, copy, paste. Not anymore, Phil.
Nope.
And to your point, I wonder if it does, like, push back the time of the mag. Because, I saw a tweet from him this past weekend. He's, like, getting to work on next year already.
Oh, yeah. I just said he's done Team 55 already.
But
who's Team 55?
Does he have to go back and, like, redo that, like start from the beginning again after spring? I mean,
I'm sure he's done Team 55, but he's probably back on Team 15 because Jim Harbaugh just let or something. It's like, dang it, got to switch all his predictions around. So
Well, every time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
And it just flew.
It's like 40 bowls in 14 days.
Thanks for hanging out.
I know here's AJ's trivia question for you. The last time an SEC team was not in the national championship game.
Who did Florida State beat? Was Florida State involved?
No.
Okay. Help me out, Chandler. Ohio State. So has this been in the playoff era?
What was the question again?
The last time
Clemson.
An SEC team has not been in the championship game.
Clemson, Ohio State. They ever meet?
It was Ohio State, Oregon.
Oh wow! So what is that?
2015.
Mariota.
Mariota, yeah.
That's crazy. The SEC has an amazing. If you go back and just scan the last since 2006, what the SEC has done in the championship game, either being there or winning it, it's next level stuff.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Bama, obviously, but it's been LSU, Auburn, Georgia. If you go back, Florida in the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been all that. I'm glad to see it. We got a little David versus Goliath here.
It is. First can a Cinderella win January Madness?
The slipper still fits.
Yep.
All right, Ellerbe, thanks for hanging out.
See you next week.
Good discussion. We'll talk some hoops when we return here from East Carolina head basketball coach Mike Schwartz. He was asked about his interactions with Brandon Suggs before Suggs left town for Orlando. You'll hear what he had to say about that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at FamiliaNC.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi. the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Petey Pablo, and right now you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Raise up!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hemp Garden is your premium CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Well, Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, welcome back to Loser Central. Clip Rock, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt. All root for a bunch of losers in the NFL. Shirley, boy, we were in a great spot just a couple weeks ago. I remember saying it to you guys. That we all are right there in the playoff mix.
We were sniffing.
We were.
And now we can't smell.
Technically, you can't control your destiny because destiny is uncontrollable, but to use the phrase, we controlled our own destiny. All we had to do was win, no matter what.
Got money on my mind.
Yeah, and Chandler, boy, I thought your Panthers were going to do it on Sunday. They were in a good spot.
Yeah, I was down at the beach with my family.
Down at the beach
club, yeah, and was
singing a different song. Down at the beach. That's where I want it. Is that the same song?
That's the same song. It's down at the beach club.
Did I miss
down
the
at
word?
the beach club.
I missed club.
Down at the beach club. Yeah. Anyway.
My apologies.
So I was down at the beach. Yeah. And I was at this
club.
I was at this bar. I was
At the
this
club.
At the club. I was at this club watching the game.
Were you eating a club?
Huh?
Were you eating a club?
I do love a club sandwich. But no, I was not. But I was sitting there watching this game, and I felt so good. Panthers got up 14-0 quick. Sam Darnold looked great. Defense was playing great. We've seen this before from Tom Brady this year, where their offense couldn't do anything. Panthers get up to 21-10. Sam Darnold finds Shi Smith in the end zone. 21-10 is the score.
Shirley, you remember Shi?
Yes.
And if I ever fall. Chandler, continue.
Sorry.
And I felt so good after that touchdown. I screamed. The bartender right there, I actually scared her. She said, "You scared the bleep out of me." I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "The Panthers just scored a huge touchdown to go up 21-10. I said, "I'm feeling good. I'm sorry. Grab me another beer while you're at it."
Hey, barkeep.
Hey, barkeep.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming this way. Panthers are going to win this one. Nope, I was wrong. Next thing you know, the Buccaneers are up 24-21. Then the next thing you know, it is 31-21, and the Panthers have no hope, and they have no hope at the playoffs, and their nose quit sniffing that day.
Man, who knew they would be around this long, though? All right, Shirley's Dolphins right now need some things to happen. They need the Patriots to lose to the Bills. And by the way, we haven't even finished week 17 yet because that Bills and Bengals game is still postponed at this moment, I believe.
Yeah,
so
there's been no change in that.
We're all kind of talking about this, and we obviously are hoping for the best for Damar Hamlin. But
well, there was some good news that came out today that they said he remains in critical condition. He remains in the ICU. However, some of the progressions that they were hoping to see, they are seeing. So he is moving in a positive direction, so that's good news. So, but he's going to remain in ICU.
Well, the Bills are scheduled to play the Patriots. The Dolphins play the Jets, I believe. Is that right?
I think so, yes.
And the Jets are eliminated. The Steelers also in the mix in this thing. In the AFC, they are not eliminated yet.
That's what frustrates me. As bad as the Steelers have been all season long, they're still in the mix. As good as we have been,
right?
You know, we just first of all, we can't keep a quarterback healthy. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I mean, with the concussions with Tua, Teddy breaks a finger or something. I don't know what Teddy's problem is. So now we're down to our third-string quarterback. We just signed former NC State quarterback Mike Glennon.
Oh, the neck.
Yeah, so we've signed him as a backup.
Your neck.
And so, you know, the thing is, and I think the Dolphins have two problems. One, obviously the quarterback. You know, if Tua is healthy, Tua is lethal. And I think that, you know, we have a better chance of making the playoffs with Tua behind center. The second problem we have is that teams defensively have figured out how to play that mid, I'd say 5 to 10 to 15-yard pass that the Dolphins became so proficient at the beginning of the season. I mean, teams weren't able to stop that. Now they've figured it out, and they are taking away that option, and that, you know, does not leave a whole lot of options for our offense right now. We can't get the ball to Tyreek Hill because he's really, really good at getting those 5-10-yard passes and then taking off. So I'm just really frustrated because we were such a bright spot throughout the whole season. This is why I hate being a Dolphins fan, because they, you know, I try to remain cautiously optimistic, but I know we're going to tank it by week 3. This year, we're good. We're good. And then we dolphin. And it breaks my heart.
Well, the third team in this loser trifecta is
your Commanders.
Sam Howell-led
Commanders.
The Sam Howell-led Commanders.
And who cares about that? Unlike Ron Rivera, I know when we are still alive or mathematically eliminated. He had no clue heading into last week what the scenarios were. He also decided to start Carson Wentz at quarterback. And is he trying to lose his job? Is he pulling a George Costanza, trying to get fired? I'm not a Johnny-come-lately Carson Wentz hater. I even found the tweet that I typed right when I saw or heard the news. You might have told me about it, maybe, but it was no. Right when Washington signed Carson Wentz, it was a disaster from the start. And I still cannot believe Ron Rivera started him in that game on Sunday.
And I remember seeing that he was starting, and I was like, what?
And he said they needed a spark.
Going on?
He is the opposite of a spark. I don't know what that would be.
That's what Ron Rivera said?
Yeah, the team needed a spark.
From Carson Wentz?
From Carson Wentz.
And not Heineke the hero?
And look, I know Heineke's not that good either, but
he is
the team rally around him.
He throws to McLaurin.
McLaurin didn't do anything on Sunday in a loss to the lowly Browns. I mean, just absolutely pathetic stuff. And Ron will probably be back next year, but I'm fine. He's like the greatest man ever. But
he's probably the most likable coach.
Yeah, love him.
Currently.
But anybody that decides to start Carson Wentz in a must-win game, and the coach didn't know,
deserves to be unemployed.
It was a must-win game and know the playoff scenarios. That was a little disheartening as well in the post-game. Somebody said, would you think about starting Sam Howell if you're eliminated, if the Packers win, this afternoon game? And he said, we can be eliminated? Get out of here, dude.
Bring him back next year and then do what we did and fire him towards the end of the season.
Luckily, my 49ers are the hottest team in the NFL.
Oh, it looks like the Week 18 schedule has been finalized.
Why'd you roll your eyes, Chandler?
Because all this, my team. This is my team.
Who did I say was going to be?
I mean, you got a freaking hat. You got a friggin' hat, a 49ers hat, for God's sakes.
Who did I say was going to be in the Super Bowl from the NFC?
The 49ers.
The 49ers. I called it. Yeah, the schedule's been finalized, Shirley.
Well, no, they finalized the Ravens-Bengals kickoff time because previously the game was to kick off at 1 o'clock if the Bengals beat the Bills. If the Bills beat the Bengals Monday night, it would have been at 4:25. But because, of what happened on Monday night, they had to finalize that time. So Ravens.
What time is it?
1 o'clock.
All right, 1 o'clock.
It'll be Ravens Bengals. Now, if the they haven't decided on what they're going to do about the Bills Bengals game as far as the standings go. If they cancel the game, the Bengals win the AFC North regardless of Sunday's game against the Ravens.
Because they only have 4 losses to the Ravens 6.
Right. And then if the Bengals were to lose to the Ravens on Sunday and the league decides to alter the postseason game and finish the Bills-Bengals game, the Bengals would need to win that game to win the AFC North.
Yeah, so it's still kind of up in the air right now depending on what happens with the remainder of the Bills and Bengals game from Monday night. How about Saturday night? You've got the AFC South Championship between the Titans and the Jags. Does that excite you at all, Chandler?
And Josh Dobbs is going to be the quarterback?
Josh Dobbs.
For the second straight week?
Running for the Titans there?
Man. I guess it kind of reminds me of my division.
I watch it for Zay, but I
Yeah.
don't find it a sexy matchup.
I wonder if that place will be rolling on Saturday night in Jacksonville. Will the folks come out and see their Jaguars with a chance to host a playoff game?
They might.
What
else they got going on in Florida right now?
With the potential of hosting a playoff game, I believe that they'll show up. And that's a rivalry. Jags and Titans are a big matchup when it comes to the AFC South.
A rivalry.
burglary.
Yeah, a rivalry.
How did I say that?
Burglary.
It's a rivalry.
A rivalry.
It's a rivalry.
A rivalry.
Do you have trouble saying that word? Is that what it?
Rivalry.
The word RURAL.
Oh no, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I can't say that word.
Rural.
I can't.
Rural.
It comes out rural. So
I'm from a rural.
I say outside city limits.
Say you're from the rural part of Arroyo. Now what am I trying to
Rural
say?
city.
Aurora.
Yeah.
I can say Aurora, but I cannot
Aurora.
say rural.
Rural.
I have to
rural.
really try hard to say it, so I just say outside city limits.
Rural rivalry.
From the less populated areas of Big County.
Here's what we will do. We'll take a break, come back, and then hear from Mike Schwartz, East Carolina, UCF tonight, Minges Coliseum. Big ball game. The Pirates sucked me right back in. I was super excited last Wednesday night to get to 1-0 in conference play. The Pirates missed 15 free throws. The referees made me pull my hair out. And I was like, all right, I'm emotionally done for the year. And then they go out and win a road game at Wichita State. And I'm right back jacked up again and ready to go for tonight. East Carolina, UCF. We played Guess the Line yesterday. I'll tell you who was closest when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. With years of experience, the team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that's right for you. Visit them at 3101 South Evans Street in Greenville or schedule a home visit to receive a stretch or massage in the comfort of your own home. Call today at 916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage appointment and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
It's the season for warmer clothes, hot apple cider, and changing leaves. But what doesn't change and what won't change is our commitment to your complete satisfaction each and every time you visit our dealership. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Complete customer satisfaction isn't just a seasonal thing, it's delivered every day. That's why we are the place to find your next truck or SUV. Come in and get you one. Phelps Chevrolet. Visit today or see us on the web.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is former ECU baseball player and mayor of Greenville, PJ Connolly, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Upgrade Gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ says daily food and drink specials, and they have an awesome patio, perfect for outdoor dining on a mild night like this. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia every Wednesday with our very own Clip Rock. AJ says live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch on every Sunday. Make today and AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Do some late night trivia tonight following ECU UCF basketball at Minges. We'll start around 9:30 or so and go an hour or so. So
that's late.
Come on out, hang out for an hour, have some fun, maybe a post-game celebration. Or,
says this old fart,
come drown your sorrows. Real quick, I think I got this that I'm not putting on trivia tonight that I can ask to Shirley and Chandler.
Oh, boy.
The Barstool personality, Coach Doug's, who is just a guy who happens to look like a fake coach Big Cat created in a video game, and he got a job with Barstool. What a world we live in. He said football teams that wear the Jumpman logo on their uniforms went 0-5 in bowl games. Can you name those 5 teams?
Michigan.
1.
Jordan. North Carolina, I mean.
2.
That went 0-5 in bowl games.
Yep.
Okay.
That wear Jumpman.
Jumpman, Oklahoma.
3. Chandler's on fire.
Oregon?
No.
They're Nike.
Oh, well. That was my connection there, but because that was a guess.
1 on the East Coast, 1 on the West Coast.
It's not Florida State, is it?
No.
Is it Florida?
Florida is 4.
Okay.
See, this is why I suck at these games.
And then West Coast.
USC?
No.
Am I close?
Yeah.
UCLA?
Yeah.
I got all 5!
All 5.
Woohoo!
I hate this game.
Chandler, or Shirley, we might as well extend your losing streak, and mine as well. And
that's fine. I'm going to go play music bingo next weekend, so I'll rock that one.
Shout out to John Monroe, a very in tune listener. He's very in tune with what we do. John says, before the break, I said I'll reveal the results of Guess the Line from yesterday. John says, you were not the closest, Sir Clipper Brock. It was Doth Sir Chanman. John's a bit of a weirdo, but he is right. Because I said 3.5. Shirley, who did not hear me say that, also said 3.5. Chandler, you said
5.
5 is your lucky number today. The line is UCF -6.
Mm-hmm.
So,
dude, you better go get a Mega Millions ticket.
You're feeling it right now.
Feeling it,
my friend.
Feeling hot,
my friend. So East Carolina 6-point dogs at home tonight. They won outright as a 7-point dog. On Saturday, they lost as a home favorite last Wednesday. So UCF deserves that line. They have been good this year and have played some tough competition as well. And one thing they do is play defense. They hang their hat there. And Mike Schwartz, 6, Shirley, was asked what UCF does well defensively.
Well, I mean, they're just like Wichita State. They're one of the best defensive teams in the conference. I mean, they're right up there with Houston and Wichita State. I mean, they give up 60 points a game. They guard the three-point line. They're big. They're physical. They got big guards. They keep you out of the paint. They can mix it up with a zone press back to man, a zone press back to zone defense, a lot like Wichita State did. And they can block shots. They're averaging 4, block shots per game. Players that are playing at the guard position can go, give your guards a hard time at the rim. So they got good size. They rebound the basketball well. Anytime you're a really good defensive rebounding team, it elevates your defense. So we know what kind of challenge it's going to be for us to be effective on offense.
Pirates going to need to find some offense tonight. Could it come from Winston Tabbs? Johnny on Facebook says, I'm interested to see how Tabbs does tonight. Coming off a productive game, he had a great effort against UTA and then only played 37 minutes over the following 8 games. There's Johnny's stat of the day. And Johnny wants to see Winston Tabbs, who did have a solid output against Wichita State. The Pirates are outsized quite a bit, outmanned in the front court, but won the rebound battle against Wichita State. And Brandon Johnson and others have done a good job rebounding. Mike Schwartz talked about effort and hustle when it comes to rebounding.
Yeah, I think so. And we talk about it. We've talked about it with our guys. I've spoken about it with the media before, that we know this, that we are outsized a lot of time in terms of whether it be depth in the front court or just sheer size. Number 2, we do make a huge emphasis on it every day in practice, both offensive and defensive rebounding. If you look at our defensive rebounding numbers over the last few games, I mean, Brandon obviously is standing out and so proud of what he's doing as a defensive rebounder, and he's taking great pride in it. But a big thing for us is our guards rebounding. I mean, when Jaden Walker and Javon Small and R.J. Felton can all go rebound the basketball, we need it. It's a big deal for us. And then, Luigi came in the game and gave us some good physical minutes when he came in rebounding the ball. But it's something we have to work on every day. I think all teams do it, but we have to really emphasize it because maybe we don't have, like you said, quite the size up front.
Mike Schwartz was asked if he had any interactions with Brandon Suggs before Suggs decided to take the Sugg boat down to Orlando.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet Brandon at a team meeting, and I got a chance to be around him one practice. Seems like a wonderful kid, but I only got a chance to coach him for one practice and meet him that one time. So I know he's playing well. Their team is playing well. They're one of the best teams in the conference. So he'll be excited to come back. It's an American Conference game back where he played. So, that'll be, he's a really good player.
I said yesterday if Brandon Suggs was starting and his name was announced, I'd give him a golf clap. He doesn't start, but he's going to come off the bench in the first half. So when Morgan Ayler says, no, coming in to the game for UCF, Brandon Suggs, the game's going on at that point. I think I might just go 3 claps. I think that's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do, Chandler?
I won't be able to show any sort of, if I have my media pass.
Don't be dumb. You watch the game with us and cheer if you're sitting in the stands?
If I'm down there getting video and stuff, because I plan on getting video.
All right, fine.
No, I can't.
All right, you're sitting beside me at the time he comes in.
Golf clap.
Why you got to be so difficult?
Well, I mean, I'm being literal. I'm being realistic.
All right.
I'm being real with you.
Golf clap.
I'm being real with you. By the way, do you think there'll be I'm not saying the whole crowd stands up, but do you think there'll be some people that stand up and cheer and give him some sort of ovation?
I mean, if anybody would do that, it would be me, right? I don't think we'll get I don't know. Somebody probably will, but I don't see a lot.
Or like a section, one single section.
I don't think he may have warranted a standing O from the Minji's crowd for leaving for a conference rival. But I like the guy, so I'm going to give him a little pitter-pat clap. Mike Schwartz, your first impression of the American coming over from Tennessee.
Yeah, without a doubt Temple, to play Temple in here and then go to Wichita State. When I was at Tulsa, I had a familiarity with this conference and played at Temple and played against them. And Wichita State, we played. They weren't in the American at the time. They were still in the Missouri Valley. But we had a series with them, and they had Fred Van Fleet, and they had Ron Baker, and they had a really good team. So point is that coming into this season, I knew what kind of conference this was. And, we haven't even talked about a team like Houston, which obviously everybody is chasing. Everyone is trying to emulate their success, or Memphis. And the list goes on. We could start talking about all the teams. So first 2 games between Temple and Wichita State, 2 storied programs, 2 great coaches, and we're fortunate that we were able to get one of those in terms of a win.
All right, there is the coach of the Pirates, Mike Schwartz. Tyler says Chandler is too hardworking to have time to clap. I mean, he's got a point there. You don't have.
I mean,
there ain't enough hours in the day.
Look, people are like, "Oh, Brandon Suggs is back." I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna be frank. I can give a rat's you know what about it. I'm too busy. I'm already focused about tonight and what I'm going to get.
But if you're going to be frank, you can cheer.
Shirley. Excuse me. I'm going to be worried about what kind of shots I'm going to get for social media purposes and stuff like that.
So you're not going to get a shot of Brandon Suggs returning to Minji's and post it?
I am. That's literally what I was just talking about. Is thinking about I'm going to get him warming up. I'm going to get him going back into the game.
Well, it sounds like you care about him being here a lot then.
No, I'm not
worried.
For your
job purposes.
No, for my job purposes, yes. But I'm not worried about am I going to clap for him or not.
Okay,
I can give a rat's you know what about it. I could care less. I am a working guy. I'm a blue collar guy. Okay, I'm not worried about. Oh, there's a guy that used to play here that's back. Oh, are we going to clap for him? Nah, man. I am all work. I am for real, son.
Did you call me son?
Yeah, son.
You call me son?
Yeah, I did, son.
This whole bit I'm doing about saying you work a lot is really going to your head.
Yeah.
And now you're taking it to a new level.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Brad says, I'll clap with you tonight, Clipper. That's all I'm doing. Just a 1, 2, 3. Irving says Suggs should get the sarcastic slow clap when he hits the floor. A subtle, good-natured razzing. Yeah, I'm wondering if, and what kind of crowd are we going to have tonight? Or the students aren't back, right? So
they're still not back?
When these kids these days, man.
I mean, I remember back in my day, we were back after Christmas.
I remember going to school on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
back when I went to school.
I took a test on Christmas one time.
That's right. Santa Claus passed out the test.
Yeah, he did. He graded it right there.
He said he called me a hoe 3 times. He said, ho, ho, ho.
Wow.
I said, this is inappropriate. I want to go home. It's Christmas.
This boy's crying
Did that
over
tickle
here.
you, Chandler?
Yeah, that was good.
That
He
tickled?
called you a hoe.
3 times.
Oh.
3 straight times to my face. Right there in the middle of school. It was brutal.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll come back when, Johnny's got more stats.
Johnny, what do you got? Let's get at. Let's get down.
Johnny was a stat man.
Let's go down to Johnny.
Johnny
Stats to consider.
The Pirates bench averaged 22.7 points per game over the first 9 games. In the last 6 games, the bench has averaged 11.2 points per game. Thanks, Johnny.
Johnny, you're amazing, man.
Johnny, that's a... Well, I guess what that tells me is, first of all, the substitution numbers are down. There's not as many opportunities for the bench to score. But, good stat nonetheless, Johnny. You're the stat guy. All right, when we return, we'll talk to Mr. 1000, Mr. 1K. Jeff Charles will call his 1000th basketball game at East Carolina tonight when the Pirates take on the Knights, and we'll hear from the voice after this.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden of Greenville is your premier CBD provider in eastern North Carolina. Find yourself experiencing increased aches and pains as the cooler months roll in? Hemp Garden provides a variety of pain-relieving products, including topicals and tinctures. To find out more, visit Hemp Garden to speak to a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
New year, new you, new Papa Bites. Chicken parm, jalapeno, and Oreo cookie Papa Bites. Just in time for those New Year's resolutions, huh? Don't worry, we won't tell anyone.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza. Homemade lemonade.
Hungry for game day, Pirate Nation? Take advantage of the Warren's Hot Dogs tailgate special of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. And the best part, this special is available every day. Just call ahead and Warren's will have your order ready to go. Hungry for breakfast? Warren's Hot Dogs in Chocowinity opens at 5 a.m. with cheese biscuits, chicken biscuits, sausage dogs, and more. Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Go Pirates!
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All righty. Let's welcome on the legendary play-by-play voice of the ECU Pirates, Jeff Charles, calling basketball game number 1000. Tonight we'll talk about that. Big one, East Carolina, UCF. Also got some bowl action to talk about as well. So a lot to discuss with the voice as he joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great. Just getting ready for the broadcast tonight, and the Pirates and UCF coming off that big win. ECU is over Wichita, of course, over the weekend. It was really a terrific win, 79-69, first time the Pirates have ever beaten the Shockers. And a lot of guys played well, a lot of heroes in that game. The stats at the end of the game were very impressive, so the guys should have confidence and a lot of momentum going into this game tonight.
Looking forward to it. Should be a fun one inside Minges Coliseum. And, Jeff, a milestone game for you. Mr. 1000 saw this number this week. And so this will be your 1000th basketball game. Is that right?
That is correct.
Wow.
1,000 basketball broadcasts at ECU. So we are celebrating the basketball broadcast tonight. Now, if you add up the football broadcast into that, I haven't really put a pencil to it, Clip, but I think it's around 420, something like that, football broadcast, and then I did baseball for a number of years as well, so it's kind of scary to start putting a pencil to games over 35 years, but this will be basketball broadcast number 1000 tonight. It started back in 1988. It was November 26th. 1988 was my first game, and that was East Carolina versus North Carolina Wesleyan, and the Pirates won that game 91-65, and here we are now 35 years later.
That is incredible, Jeff, an amazing accomplishment, and I've listened to hundreds of those broadcasts over the years, especially, Jeff, before a time where every game's on ESPN+. A lot of times you and Cy at the time and now Coach Perry were the only ways to pick up these games. Even conference tournament games, I remember, in Conference USA, and you saw some on, I guess, Home Team Sports back in the day in the CAA. But, man, for a lot of those, you were the only way to find out what was going on with Pirate Hoops.
Well, that's true, Clip. That was the way it was then, and the Pirates very rarely were on television back in those days, and they go back even before that to the CAA days, and every once in a while the Pirates would get a game on the old Home Team Sports, and usually that was only one or two a year. Then we started our own television network with Channel 9 and then to Channel 7 back in those days, back in the 90s, and we would do 2 or 3 football games and then usually 3 or 4 basketball games, and then that was it. That's the only time you ever saw East Carolina on the tube, unless ECU got a rare ESPN game in the 90s, and those didn't happen very often. But, yeah, that's exactly right, and it was a lot of fun in those days, just like it's a lot of fun these days. We're such a mobile society that so many folks listen to the radio, listen to the games when they're out and about, as you know, in their cars or traveling or around the house or wherever they may be, and a lot of things going on in people's lives today. So it's always, I say, a good multitasking type thing to listen to the games on the radio. And it's been a privilege for me, Clip, to be able to broadcast East Carolina basketball and football games all of these years. There are only so many Division I college athletic programs in the country, and when you do have the opportunity and the privilege to be the voice of a university at the Division I level, it's really special.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, were you told of this 1,000th game? Did you keep up with the numbers? That's a lot of games to keep up with. So how did you narrow it down to 1,000 here tonight?
Well, that's a really good question, Clip, and I guess I was really bored one day this summer when I was in Michigan, and I said, well, let's go ahead and put a pencil to it, because you can do the math going into my 35th year, and you do about 30 games a year, so you can see where you are numbers-wise with that, and I got to thinking about it. Now, there were a lot of games, I say a lot, really not a lot, but quite a few games that I've not broadcast in the last 35 years for various reasons, and one of them is, of course, the overlap. This year I was fortunate in that there was only one basketball game, that I could not broadcast because of a conflict with football. But, most years it's at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 games that I did not do because we were with football. But this year that was different, that I missed some games during my health journey as well. And then I think I've missed, 2 or 3 games with just being sick. So you put a pencil to all of it, and tonight is number 1,000.
Man.
And it's been quite a run for sure.
Well, you mentioned it a moment ago. Game number 999 was a memorable one, and we could ask you about your favorite calls, and we've talked about that in the past. But as far as AAC wins go for ECU basketball, that game on Saturday, that's a top 10, top 5 win since they've been in this league. I think, Jeff, just going on the road, 7-point underdogs, a team they haven't beat, a place they haven't won, and to win that game by 10, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but really impressive what Mike Schwartz's team was able to do on Saturday.
Well, no doubt about that, Clip, and take nothing away from the Pirates' effort. Wichita State is not quite the Wichita State we remember when they were really at the top of the league and they were going to the Final Four, but they're still a very good team, and they're still a very, very difficult team to beat in their building. They just don't lose. And when I look back at the game, and we talked about this on the air on Saturday, what we saw was something we very rarely see in that building. Wichita State came out on a 10-0 run to start the second half, went up by 8 points. And even though it was not a capacity crowd, they had an outstanding crowd, and they sit right on top of you there, and they're very enthusiastic. It's the loudest crowd, I think, in the league. And usually when that happens, the crowd gets behind them, they get on a run. All of a sudden, they're up by 8 in the second half early, and you're sitting there going, uh-oh, here we go again. And then the media timeout came, and we were sitting right beside the bench, and Coach Schwartz did, I thought, a terrific job of just calming the guys down. I think they had a little bit of a deer-in-the-headlights look those first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, and you knew Wichita was going to make a run because they're a good team, and that's what good teams do. But, again, I go back to, I think the coach did a really good job. It seemed like they just regained their composure following that timeout, and they went back out, and they played very well, very confidently. And there was no doubt on the floor this past Saturday who the best basketball team was, and that was ECU. And we've not been able to say that, as you know, since these two teams have been competing in the American. But the guys really played well. This is a well-oiled machine. It really is. This is a very well-coached basketball team, and Coach Schwartz is getting the most out of his talent. And the guys are playing really well right now, so I'm really looking forward to see what they can do against UCF tonight. And Clip, you know this as well as anybody. The Pirates have had a hard time beating UCF. UCF won 14 in a row in this series.
Man.
And Johnny Dawkins, the head coach at UCF's never lost to the Pirates. He's 12-0, so needless to say, ECU owes him 1 or 2.
Well, he snapped a streak on Saturday, and time to snap another one tonight as UCF comes to town. And it'll be the return of Brandon Suggs. I was a big Brandon Suggs fan when he was here at East Carolina. Michael Perry joined us yesterday, said he was a glue guy here for this ECU team. And I did find it interesting, Jeff, you were talking to Javon Small the other night on the coach's show, and Javon said this is an important game for him and the guys that were here last year playing against a former teammate that's no longer here. And Javon didn't mention his name. You brought up the name Brandon Suggs, but I just found that kind of interesting that, they got this one circled. They certainly want to beat their old teammate tonight when they take them on.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I think Brandon probably wants to come in here and, beat the Pirates. I don't think there's any doubt. If you're a competitor, that's the way you feel. And Brandon's having a nice year. He's not starting. He started earlier in the year. He's now coming off the bench, but he's getting 7 points and 3.5 rebounds, and he's a very good on-the-ball defender. Last year at ECU, he got 10 points and 4 rebounds in 25 minutes. And so Brandon's kind of settling into a role at UCF, and this is a UCF team that's very good. You go to Houston and you only lose by 6 points to the number 3 team in the country over the weekend. You know how good they are, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their freshman play tonight, Clip Taylor Hendricks, a 4-star recruit out of Fort Lauderdale. He's 6'9", 215 pounds, and he can do a little bit of everything. He's an outstanding player that we haven't seen yet up close and personal, but he's getting 15 points and 7 rebounds, shooting 41% from 3. He has 23 block shots to lead them in that category, and 5 times this year he's been the AAC Rookie of the Week. So this guy's a real player, and the Pirates are going to have to be ready to defend him tonight.
Should be a good one. Head on out there and watch it live at Minges Coliseum. Jeff Charles will be on the call along with Michael Perry, Pirate Hoops, as they try to get to 2-1 in conference play, coming off a big win over Wichita State. Jeff, since we've last talked, East Carolina has won a bowl game, winning the Birmingham Bowl, and we've seen a lot of Pirates hit the exit door for a number of different reasons, including Keaton Mitchell, and most recently, C.J. Johnson announcing that they'll forego their remainder here at East Carolina and attempt to make it to the NFL. We saw C.J. Johnson make that announcement last night. So you add that in with Holton Ahlers and Isaiah Winstead and, guys on the defensive side, Miles Berry, Xavier Smith, Gerard Stringer, Jaira Wilson announcing he's going to enter the transfer portal. I mean, Mike Houston's going to be here, Jeff. The jerseys will be purple and gold, but, man, it's going to look a lot different next year with this ECU football team.
Yeah, it really is, Clip. And I was looking at this the other day for the 2 deep in the bowl game, which, of course, was just a few days ago. The linebacking core in that 2 deep, those 6 guys, they're all gone.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. So you've got an entire linebacking core that needs to be replaced. And then the offensive line, we called them the Iron 5 this year because there wasn't a whole lot of depth up front. Well, 3 of those 5 starters are also gone, again, for various reasons. And then, of course, the Keaton Mitchell news we got a couple of days ago. CJ, as you mentioned last night, Holton Ahlers, of course, graduating and moving on in his life. And, yeah, I'll tell you what, that's just the way it is these days in college football. It certainly hit the Pirates hard, but, some of these schools across the country have gotten at least 20 guys leaving, going into the transfer portal. There are a number of schools that have lost 20-plus guys in the transfer portal. So it's crazy. It really is. I mean, we used to see this in basketball, for instance, tonight. UCF has a player. This is his 4th stop at UCF, and Michael Perry and I talk about this on the broadcast all the time, and every time the Pirates play, there's always like 3 or 4 guys on every team that have been 2 or 3, or like tonight, 4 stops. So every year is a new year. UCF has 8 transfers on their team coming in here this evening. So sometimes I wonder, I shake my head, Clip, I don't know if this is sustainable or not, and I don't know how these coaches are going to do it moving forward. But it's just like 24/7, 365 days a year. Now you are recruiting just to keep guys in your program.
Yeah, it's a new day for sure. And I said this week, you almost have to retrain your brain to think about, everything from a foundational standpoint with Mike Houston and the staff and what he's built, back-to-back winning seasons. All that is great, but you still got to have players in those jerseys. And again, it's just going to look a lot different this year, but I have confidence that Mike Houston and company will find the right pieces and put a good product on the field. Another announcement made Jeff, and you've been around a long time. Steve Shankweiler has been around a long, long time, not retiring, but changing his position on the team, will no longer be the offensive line coach. And it was a nice little short video from after the Birmingham Bowl of Coach Shank getting a game ball, and Mike Houston made the announcement to everybody, and including the players. And Coach Shank, Jeff, you've been around to see him leave and come back and leave and come back. And the good news is he will remain a part of this East Carolina football program.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Clip, because he's been a big part of it. And I've known Shank since 1988. When I got here, Shank was on Art Baker's staff. And so we do go back my entire tenure here, and I think Shank has been in and out of the program on 4 different occasions. I think he has 19 years of service at ECU, and he's just an outstanding offensive line coach and a really, really good guy. I consider him a friend. And after the Temple game at Philadelphia a few weeks ago, right after Thanksgiving, just happened to be that he and I were walking out at the same time, and we stood at the bus waiting for everybody else to get on for about 10 minutes, and we started to talk. And he, I thought at that time, was kind of on the fence. I thought, well, maybe Shank won't come back, but then I was like, well, yeah, maybe he'll come back for another year or two. So I think that decision that he made was, after that at some point, sometime in December. And so we wish him the best, and it's great that he's going to be around, and especially now, Cliff, with everything we're talking about here, with how important recruiting is going to be now, and he's going to be involved in high school relations, and he's been in this state for all these years, and he's a Davidson graduate, so he knows a lot of people in the state of North Carolina, and they have put him in this new role where I think he can be a terrific asset to this football program. So really good that Shank is going to stick around. He and Patty are really good people, and of course his son Court played here. Shankweilers are all about Pirates football, and it's just good that they're going to still be in Greenville here in the future.
Jeff, one more college football game to go. TCU, not necessarily a little guy, but in the terms of college football and what we've seen with these powers winning championships, they are a 13-point underdog to Georgia. They were an underdog to Michigan, got it done there, and we'll try to do it one more time. And really, again, it's hard to call Big 12 TCU and all the money they have David, but it is a David versus Goliath style matchup here, really for the first time ever, I think, in the college football playoff championship.
Yeah, I think so too, Cliff, and I think that's what makes it interesting. And my goodness, TCU has had just an incredible season. I love their quarterback. And it was not that many years ago that ECU was competing against TCU, as you and I both know. But once they got that break and they got into the Big 12, I've not been inside the football stadium, Amon Carter, since they renovated it, but we have been there for basketball, and we have been around the campus there and have seen it from the outside, and it just shows you what that Big 12 money can do. I mean, that place is a show place now, and it's just totally different than it was when East Carolina was going in there and playing TCU. So they got the opportunity to go into the Big 12, and they've certainly done a really good job of taking advantage of that. And look where their program is these days. And I think a lot of people in this country, as we know, love to pull for the underdog, and I think they'll have a lot of those folks on their side in this matchup with Georgia.
Garrett Riley involved in that game, his brother Lincoln Riley. Great season at USC, but how about the Green Wave? We'll talk to Corey Glore coming up on Thursday's show, Jeff, as he was able to call a Cotton Bowl victory for the 12-2 Tulane Green Wave. Just crazy to say those sentences back-to-back after a 2-win season the previous year, and just knowing Tulane football. And Jeff, you've called games in an empty Superdome and seen them, at their lowest, and here they are right now at their highest, I guess, comparable to the 1998 season when they went undefeated.
Yeah, exactly. Just so happy for Tulane. I've always felt that Willie Fritz is just a terrific coach. I said that from day one. I thought he was a home run hire at Tulane, Clip, and he has certainly done a wonderful job. And they were decimated with injuries last year. That's a big reason they only won 2 games. And, things like that happen. You get derailed sometimes, but there was never any doubt that he was the guy for that job. And he's just done a remarkable job with that football team. And Tulane's not the easiest place to recruit to, and their academic standards, they have a hard time getting junior college guys in school there. They will sprinkle one or two in every now and then, but hats off to them. They've done a great job, and the basketball hire a few years ago I thought was a home run hire too with Ron Hunter, and you can see where they are in basketball. So these days, Corey Glore is riding that wave, if you will, with the green wave. He went down there at the right time. I'm happy for Corey, a young play-by-play broadcaster, because he's had a chance now to soak in some of this winning at Tulane, and that's been a tough place to win.
Jeff Charles joining us, Mr. 1000, calling his 1000th career ECU basketball game tonight. And Jeff, they need to go ahead and get the statue up soon of the voice holding a microphone. We got to get that done. But man, just so neat to be able to talk to you here on Pirate Radio Live. One of my broadcasting heroes, Jeff, you know that, and awesome to just talk sports with you. And can't wait to see you out at Minges Coliseum tonight for 1,000.
Well, look forward to seeing you too, Clip, and just a big thank you to the Pirate Nation for their great support over the years. At the end of the day, you have bosses in this business you have to answer to, but really it's about the fan base and whether they accept you or not. And I've been so grateful to have the fan base accept me since we came here in 1988, and nothing would make me happier than to paint it purple tonight with a victory over UCF.
That'd be awesome. Let's snap that streak and start one of our own. Jeff Charles joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, have a great call. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, Cliff. Thank you so much.
The voice, Jeff Charles, ahead of basketball game number 1,000 for him tonight in Minges Coliseum. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Patrick Mason in the green room. We will discuss his trip to the Ham. We'll tie a bow on the 2022 ECU football season. Look ahead to 23. Talk some hoops as well. A lot more to go on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Russell from Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Russell's has a long history of dressing Pirate fans, both men and women. For the men, we offer both logoed and non-logoed from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Smathers and Branson. Our ladies love Tyler Bowe, Crosby, and Never a Wallflower for game day. Join us in wishing the Pirates a healthy and successful season. And remember, for all your game day needs, shop Russell's in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Brian Buck with Buck Insurance Agency. This season, when you attend your favorite sporting event, take the game day pledge. If your team is playing, win or lose, support your team to the end of the game. When you leave early, you risk missing your favorite athlete making the play of their career. When our family buys a ticket, we always plan to stay to the very end. Take the game day pledge this season with Buck Insurance Agency. Play to the end, stay to the end.
This is Isaiah Winstead. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. And now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Hour 2, Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday basketball night in Greenville, North Carolina, East Carolina, and UCF tonight. We'll talk some hoops and some football now with Patrick Mason, who joins us here in the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome back from the ham.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I got to tell you, that mustache gives you adds something to the look here.
So, Mustache March is coming up, Patrick. You got a beard going. Are you going to go stash only in March?
I can certainly try. It's not as full as I'd like, but
yeah,
I'll
it never is. It never is. Real quick, to sidetrack, Chandler, we put this out that Jaquan McMillan has been promoted to the active roster for the Denver Broncos. That's awesome. And I saw Steve Ellis tweeted out, "It's a great day to be a Pirate," with a pirate flag emoji and a shark emoji. And if you could, just for a minute, I would love to hear you, Coach.
Well, when you think about the DBs here and a shark, you never see a catfish and a shark in the same fish tank. But you think about Jaquan McMillan. You think about other guys like that. You think about a Malik Fleming.
But mostly Jaquan McMillan, right?
But Jaquan McMillan, he's a shark, and he's going to carry that shark mentality into the NFL.
Jaquan McMillan.
You think of a guy like Jaquan McMillan. He's a shark.
He's a shark. Thank you, Chandler.
You don't see a shark and a catfish in the same tank, do you?
That's right.
I just hope he doesn't get canceled like the rest of your impressions. But Gary Hahn's back.
He's back, baby.
Gary Hahn is back. John Gruden still waiting on his next gig. Hadn't heard from Chucky in a while. All right, Patrick, tell me about Birmingham.
It was fun. It was an interesting spot. I wasn't sure what to expect, but there was a lot of ECU fans, which was pretty cool to see. Way more than Coastal. It was lopsided. But it was a really good turnout. I mean, I've been on the road with this team, all season, and it seemed similar. Like it was a good turnout. People went out and cared about this game. So.
Yeah, they cared. Looked like the players cared as well.
Yeah.
And the offense certainly cared, putting up all those points. One, we talked about this earlier, too. It was a swan song for Holton Ahlers. Isaiah Winstead with a couple of touchdowns. C.J. Johnson, who announced he's headed pro with a big game as well. Keaton Mitchell, of course. But did see very, very small glimpses, but flashes of Brock Spalding with a catch. Tajee Hudson had a catch. And so you see maybe a glimpse of the future, but, man, it's going to look totally different next year with all these guys moving out the door.
Yeah, it's going to look incredibly different. Like, I think we kind of knew part of it was going to, come in. Next year's going to look a little different, new quarterback. But then, in the past couple of days, it's like, holy smokes, we got to, retool everything. Like, all the receiving room's got to be rebuilt. I mean, a tight end's gone. Keaton Mitchell's gone.
Yep.
Holton Ahlers gone. On the defensive side, a couple linebackers, a couple DBs. Like, it's all over the place. So we're going to have to figure this out. I mean, Mike Houston's really got his work cut out for him.
And how do you go about figuring out? Well, you can attack the transfer portal, which the Pirates have time to do. They got some late additions last season, including Isaiah Winstead, right? So It can be done. It has to be done because the Pirates are certainly not done putting together their roster for 2023 as of this moment.
Yeah, they certainly can't be done. There's definitely some holdovers, but it's so weird because this whole year just felt like this climb, right? Like this climb out of, just some bad football, honestly. And, it's great. Back-to-back years of the bowl, we're feeling good about ourselves. And now you look at the roster and go, now we got to do this again.
Yeah,
probably
you're right.
Same expectations, but with, a whole new team.
This kind of felt like, the year, like the culmination. And it's 7-5, ends up being 8-5. Not a bad year by any means.
No,
but
not at all.
8-5 is a good season, but what's the ceiling for next year? I mean, you've got a new quarterback. We talked about all these new players, so it is a challenge. And this is not ECU's not in this position by themselves. That's the good news. Everybody's going through this stuff right now.
That's right. With the way the transfer portal is, I mean, everyone's jumping ship. Everyone's looking to play some musical chairs here. And like you said, I mean, that's the thing about the portal. There's going to be some guys who fall to you. There's going to be guys you target and land. And, you can rebuild quickly. You can look at the portal and say, hey, here's a proven talent, at this level, and we can go get them versus, trying to develop some guys who you don't know how long it's going to take. So at least with the portal, there's kind of a quick Band-Aid kind of answer. And that's how they're going to have to fill some of these spots, I imagine.
And Tulane is not going to be some power year in, year out. I mean, it wouldn't shock me next year if they win 8 games, 7 games.
Oh, for sure.
They just went from 2 wins to 12. But just looking at what they did last year, losing to Southern Miss, they won in overtime against Houston, handled ECU pretty well. Won by 7 against UCF. I mean, they had some games won by 3 against Cincinnati. Could have gone either way. Could have been, an 8-win team or whatever. But credit to them for what they were able to do, knocking off USC. I just don't believe that Tulane is going to be this household name for years to come now.
Yeah.
It's a one and done almost.
Right. Yeah, that's totally fair. They're not going to be this juggernaut, I don't think, just sitting out there like that. Like, they had a good year, like you said. I mean, they also won some close games, could go either way. So, I mean, I guess looking back at that ECU game now, it's not as, sky is falling as we all thought.
Oh, man, the sky had fallen, and we even had Corey Glore call into the postgame, right? And
yeah,
I remember, Corey, now's not the time. It's a little condescending. He didn't mean it that way. He actually meant the words he said, which was, hey, guys, Tulane's good. This is not a one-win Tulane team that just beat you here at home. We're a good football team. And he said, I think you'll see that by the end of the year. Again, I know Pirate fans wanted to hear that after you just got your ass kicked by Tulane.
Right.
And nobody is going to listen to that and hear the words he's saying, but it turned out to be absolutely true. I mean, we're talking about a team that just beat USC. That Pirate fans were upset that beat them. So,
and it was just 24 points they allowed, too. It wasn't I'm pretty sure, 24-9? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, but at the time, I think just all these expectations around the ECU program, we're thinking, hey, we got to roll in here and just storm to a win and just keep steamrolling our way to this season. And it just didn't happen.
So, Juwan Powell, Pirate DB.
Often mistaken as Juan on the road.
It is, because it looks like Juan, but it is Juwan. Actually, it looks like Juwan if you're being technical about it.
Yeah.
When did we make this J silent? When did we agree to do that?
Yeah, the rules on J are...
He's doing it right. Everybody else is doing it wrong.
Yep.
So he decided to leave the bowl game early?
That's what I hear. I don't.
You have no confirmation on this?
I do not.
That was the chatter, the scuttlebutt, if you will. And we have, I saw today he tweeted, and could or could not be related to this, him perhaps leaving the bowl game early. He said, God, I want to first off saying I'm sorry for my actions that I did. I want you to help me fight through this situation I caused. I truly believe you can help me with this situation I'm in right now. Going to remain humble and will continue to pray. I'm willing to do whatever to not go back to where I came from. I have many people looking up to me. Also, I don't want to let my family down. I will walk by faith and not by sight. Please, God, can you answer me in Jesus' name? Amen. So kind of a public prayer by Juwan Powell, which, I mean, that's tough for anybody to do. I would say especially for somebody his age to do, to kind of put yourself out there like that. Again, like, just kind of connecting some dots here. I don't know. He still has all the ECU stuff in his bio, East Carolina football player. So it seemed like that chapter, Powell and ECU might have been done, but who knows? We'll see if he's granted if he wants to have another chance here at ECU. I don't know.
I guess armed with that, that rumor, that information, you can definitely read into that.
Yeah.
Also, I'll say this. I think we've kind of learned a little bit about Mike Houston, too, just how he deals with some, maybe they're not similar in a way, but just some of these issues with players. C.J. Johnson was suspended and had to kind of work his way back in the good graces, and he had that opportunity to do so. So maybe this is sort of the same thing with Juwan Powell. Maybe Coach Houston says, hey, that's not cool, but we're not done with you. We obviously like you. We think something of you, so we'll give you another chance. And maybe that's him publicly pleading for that chance. I don't know. But I just do think there is a little bit of a track record there of Mike Houston kind of sticking with some guys. So, we'll see.
I certainly did not have C.J. Johnson putting up the numbers he did in 2022 after we didn't know if he'd be a part of the team for the majority. Almost leading up to, fall camp, Mike Houston was kind of non-committal about saying, well, he's around. He wouldn't say that he's going to play football for us this year.
And he put a lot of it on CJ's shoulders, right? Just kind of saying, it's up to him if he'll come back.
Yeah,
a lot of that kind of talk. So, yeah, you're right. We weren't sure. And then he goes and has 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Remember that South Florida game just went off, almost 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, he was a beast. I mean, he certainly was. The physical tools were there, and he'll go bully you. So he was fun to watch. But like you said, we weren't sure what to expect.
Patrick, it was good to see some smiling faces there during that Birmingham Bowl. You had Isaiah Winstead, who, by the way, believe he's going to join us on the program tomorrow as he is training right now in Florida. And hope to talk to him tomorrow, hanging out with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But he was doing a little strut in the end zone after a touchdown.
Yeah, feeling himself a little bit.
Holton Ahlers broke out, I believe the kids call it the gritty. Is that the dance?
It looked like it, I guess.
I was a little at first, but then I saw a replay. I think he did it okay. I've seen worse versions of that.
Yeah.
Done by Kirk Cousins and others. So, but man, it was fun to see the celebration there on the field and during the game.
It looked like they were having fun playing football.
Absolutely.
I think that the last 3 weeks of that season was just like, holy smokes, let's get to the end of it. I felt everyone was really stressed. A couple tough losses. That Temple game was just, you're stressed to the max, right? Just back and forth. So they looked like they're having fun out there. I'm sure some of the players knew it was going to be their last game, even if they didn't time out eligibility wise. They probably knew in the back of their mind this might be the last college game. So they had some fun out there.
Robert says we'll take our lumps next year in football, but gain experience to hopefully be ready for the 2024 playoffs. So next year is all about we're gonna let's not play our good players so they'll be healthy for 2024.
Man, you can't just have these we're gonna gain experience this year and take a year off when you had opportunities to do so this year, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically, didn't you have some opportunities?
You talking about Mason Garcia?
Yeah, or yeah, I mean, definitely. I don't know. There's probably other times to play some of these receivers too. I mean, it's just so hard to say, all right, well, since a lot of these guys are gone, we're just going to suck. You can't have that mentality.
I think maybe he's setting himself up just in case they don't have a good year.
I mean, it's entirely possible. It's also possible that, they click. I mean, maybe Mason Garcia is the best quarterback we've seen. We don't know.
But good grief, man. We are going to be...
I mean, that's early to say.
We're going to be so jacked up for 2024. It's going to be so obnoxious. Let me see the schedule. Because you've got is that when the playoff kicks in, I guess?
Yeah, I guess that was it, the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, and you got an opportunity to get in. So East Carolina opens up Norfolk State at Old Dominion, App State, BYU. 3 home games out of the 4. You start 4-0 there. Everybody's going nuts.
Yeah,
we're getting in, baby. Got to take care of business in conference. Like, this place is gonna be going crazy just because of that little piece of the pie that they're offering some Group of 5 conferences now.
Just a little bit. At least, it's probably the best chance ECU has, or best path, right, to the playoff.
Yeah,
easily,
by far.
Right.
You've never even had a path before.
Yeah.
Like they
barely let
the road
Cincinnati
stopped.
in.
I know. They had to go undefeated 2 years in a row just to sneak in.
Yeah.
Now you actually have a real shot if you can take care of business on the field. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some Pirate hoops. If you want to talk more Pirate football, you can get in your question or comment. Steve and Igoe are going to join us at 5 o'clock. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night along with football. Monday is open mic night the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck. When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad,
I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime.
Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
This is Tim Doust, ECU Football Special Teams Coordinator, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest news, amazing contests, and awesome, interesting stories that can make you, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. You can join the over 61,000 followers today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Barat.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Happy birthday to my guy, nephew.
My guy.
Happy birthday, nephew.
So it's not Raji, Raja, or Raja. It's Rajay.
Rajay.
Happy birthday. And
Shout
did y'all
out.
see the video of him dancing on Twitter as a little kid?
No.
Oh my God, you've got to go
I didn't
see it.
realize that
His
was
dad
him.
posted it. Oh my gosh, it was great. I quote tweeted. I said, "Hey," I said, "hit that thing one time."
Unc posted it?
Unc did.
Unc posted it?
That's
He is getting down like James Brown, dude.
I didn't realize that was him. I just thought it was some random kid dancing.
No, that was him. Because you can hear him in the background say, "Go, Rajay, go, Rajay."
He is getting down.
He's getting down.
My guy.
My guy.
One thing I noticed, and I didn't notice this about my guy, he was walking good at the bowl game. Troy D dapped him up, I guess. And when, because Pirate Radio put out that video, and it looked like Rajay was getting around pretty good from what I saw.
Yeah, I'm sure. Gosh, it's been a couple of months removed since his surgery. I believe he sustained that in the South Florida game, which was the first or second weekend of October. So it looks like recovery's going very well for 47.
Look at that walk. That's a strut.
Look at that
Patrick.
walk.
That's not
dude.
a walk.
That's a confident stroll right there.
Confident stroll.
He's ready for 2023, baby.
Yes, sir. And I hope he is, because we're going to need him.
Yeah,
Don't need him.
Him and Marlon Gunn.
We're going to need
I like that combo.
The gun, the Raji gun combo.
Yeah. I think they complement each other pretty well.
Yep.
A lot of hard running in that backfield.
It is what Mike Houston likes, which that is to be physical.
Compete.
Violent and disciplined.
And it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be hard to decide who to put in there, like on third down in short situations. Because Marlon Gunn's that power back, and so is Rajay.
And you know who else is? Mason Garcia.
Yeah.
He's just power everything.
He's long.
So a giant human.
6'5". He's got some pounds on him. What, 240 maybe?
We might just go triple option next year.
Let's go.
Who needs receivers? Hey, Jalen Johnson, can you block?
Earlier in the program, we were like, who's going to be that go-to guy receiver? We don't even need that guy.
We don't need a receiver. Shane Calhoun will be our leading receiver at tight end.
Not a bad option. He catches everything.
I like Calhoun. We're going to need, obviously, to add to that room, though.
Yeah.
I guess Tyler Savage is in the tight end room currently. So
we'll see.
All right, Patrick, you ready for some hoops tonight?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Coming off that win against Wichita State, I'm ready.
And how about a little appetizer last night? The women go on the road and win a game.
Yeah.
All we can do is win road games now.
That's right.
When did this happen?
Road Pirates.
Unbelievable.
The women, though, real quick, the Amaya Joyner is showing up, and she had 4 straight games with a double-double. I mean, she's really finding her groove. And she said the last time I got to talk to her, she was just saying she's comfortable. She said when I first showed up, she's like, I thought I kind of had to pass. I was kind of timid. She's like, now I just, they need me to take over and score, so that's what I do. I think that's kind of cool. You can see that shift,
A big fourth quarter, a no quarter last night for East Carolina as Kim McNeil and her Pirates get their first road win of the year, moving to, I believe, 1-1 in league play. And tonight, East Carolina men looking for their first home conference win of the year after losing to Temple in a frustrating one last Wednesday night. But, man, they're able to shake that off in a big way at Wichita State, only missing 3 free throws the other night, just a complete turnaround. And really, Patrick, too, I mean, just a spread-out box score when it came to scoring. You didn't have one hero. You had 6, 7 guys all chipping in.
And that's what they need. I know it's really cliche to say you got to have more guys score, but, I mean, that's what this team needs. They need a good dose of, Ezra and Brandon doing stuff near the basket. They need some threes. They just need a good mix because they do have a lot of different kind of, like, play styles with these players, and I think if you can score from different spots in the court, I mean, they're going to be great because UCF's got like a top 20 defense coming in. I mean, they're going to be tough, so you can't just rely on Javon Small step back 3 kind of offense tonight.
Javon was very, very tentative last week against Temple, and we've seen him have games like that, and then kind of try to take over at the end. He didn't do that last week. I wonder if that is from the direction of Mike Schwartz or if we'll see him maybe be more assertive tonight offensively.
I think he really has like that pass-first point guard mentality. I know he can score. I mean, he's probably their best scorer, like true scorer, I think, like off the ball. But, I mean, he really just likes passing. So I think he might kind of get in that, that little groove where he's just trying to facilitate and find guys rather than just know that he's got to be that guy to score sometimes.
Pirates 6-point underdog tonight. Patrick, what's your key or two for ECU?
Yeah, I think they just have to find a way to score. They can't go on these extended droughts, especially against this defense. And you just got to keep it close. You can't let UCF run away with this.
Should be a decent crowd, hopefully, and gets loud in there. So if it's close at the end, I mean, it was fun last week, even though the Pirates couldn't make a free throw and, kept doing all the wrong things. But enjoyed it last week. Hopefully we can enjoy a victory tonight. Patrick Mason will be there. Patrick, thanks for hanging out with us. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
You got any resolutions?
Probably just to get outside more, just experience nature.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to help you out with that, and you can go outside right now.
Appreciate that.
Yep. Mine was to not curse at officials at basketball games, so I'm going to be put to the test for the first time tonight.
I'll keep an eye on you.
Man, I about lost it last week. I made a fool out of myself. What are you shaking your head
in person and on Twitter?
Well,
I'm just going to say this. I hope you got it all out last week. Because, by God, you were irate last week. I have never seen you that mad in Section 213.
I was mad.
You were mad.
What about in a different
cussing.
section?
I was mad. His mother was sitting right beside him.
You gotta play where Felton goes down. Let's see. Felton goes down. He gets pushed. They don't call anything. Felton throws the ball out of bounds. It's rolling out of bounds.
It's really way out of bounds.
It's rolling out of bounds. ECU guy picks it up. The ref doesn't do anything.
The ref sat there and stared at the guys that were laying on the floor.
And then he's talking to the Temple bench. Why even have refs if you're just going to let the guy call your own fouls, call your own out of bounds? What are they there for? And then they got to pause and take a 10-minute look at how bad they're reffing and replay and review everything. I mean, are we going to just do your job? At least try. Pretend you're trying. When you got a guy fouled and then he rolls the ball out of bounds and nobody does anything. We just keep playing basketball.
Brandon Johnson grabbed the ball and looked around and was like, okay, and just took the ball down the court.
I'm sorry. I lost it at that point.
This is a really good resolution for you. You're not gonna make it the rest of the year.
I know it's gonna be tough, man. That ball-headed,
guy. Oh my god,
freaking guy. And they are.
Oh, man.
I'm sure it's a tough job. I know it is.
It's a tough job.
It's a tough job. They do a good job.
And they're doing better this year.
Cy Seymour, God bless him, told me that the refs are doing the best job they've ever done earlier this year. I about blew my brains out live on the air. Sorry. I don't know why.
Now look, Cliff. Look. Don't do that, Cliff.
I guess it's because I'm not going to get mad at the team. I'm not going to take out my anger there. I get frustrated. I get upset, disappointed. But I don't get angry at the players, the coaches. I take all my anger out on those refs.
And rightfully so.
And, man, I got a lot of anger. But hopefully they'll do a good job tonight. You know what else gets me? Temple has committed 8 fouls. East Carolina's committed 2. Well, guess what's about to happen? East Carolina will not get a foul called their way until this thing evens up. So you can get hacked, smacked, jacked, packed, macked, whatever you want. Tacked. You're not going to get a foul called. You get sacked, racked, zacked, and you're not going to get a call, and then you're going to get cheapies on the other end because they have to even it up because they didn't do their job right the first time. God, it irritates me, man. Just play it straight, man. Patrick, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm glad I was there for that.
Stephen Igoe joins us next. We'll take a timeout, come back. We'll open up the booty bag as well. And talk to Igoe. Football roster, hoops, and more on the way when we return after this.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260. NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Lang with Carolina Hardscapes, and we're excited to announce that we're Eastern North Carolina's premier fiberglass pool installation company. We partnered with industry-leading San Juan Pools so that we can build the backyard of your dreams. Whether it's an outdoor fireplace, patio, outdoor kitchen, or now a pool, give us a call at 364-1201 or find us on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com so we can make your backyard the place to be. Go Pirates!
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on HoistTheColors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, the Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, massage, and speech therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Thank you, Shirley. Chandler Honeycutt here. His heart is purple and gold. His collar is blue. The man never stops working. Stephen Igoe works pretty hard himself. He's got the corksicle.
Yeah, it's it's Darth Vader themed.
Is that new?
It's a couple years old.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
I thought there was a Darth Vader up here. Maybe it's washed away.
Professor Igoe, what grade would you give the officials last Wednesday night in Memphis?
I couldn't see the game. I was on the way back. So.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there.
Based on your tweets, F. I mean, because I saw the first half and it was like, I didn't think it was terrible. Most of it happened in the second half.
I would give him an F for all the F-bombs that Clip gave him during the game.
I don't know why it makes me so angry. Well, I do know why. Because I want to see a fair basketball game.
And they were awful. Like, they were legit terrible.
Yeah. So we'll see if Baldy's there tonight. What crew they bring.
There's always at least one bald ref.
There's one bald, and for whatever reason, man, they got an ego about them. That gets to me.
It's I saw I think the same guy you're talking about doing the Houston UCF game the other day. Noticed a few questionable calls there too.
Again, I'm sure I'm positive it's a difficult job. It's just the 8 fouls to 2 fouls thing really irritates me though.
Oh yeah, I tweet about that at least once a year. Like, no, it's like they huddle in a timeout and be like, hey, did you see the ECU's got 17 fouls?
Yeah,
Wichita State's got 2.
Aaron McKee, I'm sure, said, hey.
Yeah.
Just pointed at the scoreboard. The officials gave him a thumbs up, and then here we go.
We need to even this thing up. And then it's like so obvious when they start calling, like, they'll call like 3 fouls in one possession.
Yeah.
Like they'll call a guy in the paint that they've been battling like all game long, and all of a sudden it becomes a foul, ball out of bounds, little challenge on the perimeter, that's a foul. Now you're 7-4. Then you get a drive-in foul shot. Now you're 7-5. Now they're like, all right, we're good. 7-5, not as big of a discrepancy there. We knocked out 3 fouls in one possession. But you see it all the time, man. It's like so frustrating.
I know. It's got to be frustrating to coaches, although it's frustrating to one coach. The coach on the other side's cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When ECU's down 2-7 in fouls, you're like, all right, they're going to have to start calling it to even this thing up. And I'll say this, the Wichita State game, that is as favorable a road whistle as I've seen ECU basketball get in a long time away from home, man. There were several plays that were hard contact, physical plays both ways, and the refs just let them play, which I enjoyed, and didn't overtake the game, especially down the stretch, man. You'll see some referees start to call fouls like every possession, and it just ruins the game. But they let Wichita and ECU play, which was good to see.
I forgot to mention when Temple player shot a three, kicked one of our guys in the ass, and we got called for a foul on that one. Three free throws.
The old stick your leg out.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of that foul call in general.
You shouldn't.
I mean, like, if a guy jumps up
That's not a natural shot.
If a guy jumps up to shoot and, like, somebody collides into him, I can understand.
Sure. If he's running out.
I hate, like, if a dude, like, leaves his feet and intentionally, or not even intentionally, by accident, kicks his legs forward. Like, what is the defender supposed to do? Hop back upon the shot?
Let me get all this out now so I don't have it tonight at 7. Mike's P says the ref.
Mike's P?
Mike P. Mike's Hard P says the refs have gotten worse because you can review everything.
Oh, man.
They say, screw it, let's review it.
It's, what game was it that there was like 1 million reviews in the first? It may have been the South Carolina game or the home game before that. But there was a game this year in non-conference play where they reviewed like 8 different things in the first quarter or first half, and that game didn't end until well after 9 o'clock. So,
I got a basketball question and a football question for you. What do you want?
We're talking basketball, so we'll stay on topic.
Will says, ask Igoe which postseason basketball tournaments besides the NCAAs and the NIT could be in play for ECU. Our options are limited.
That's the only, I mean, I don't think the American lets its teams play in the CIT.
Yeah.
The CBI American teams have played, and didn't South Florida win it 1 year recently?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
I would think if this team finishes above 500 or even at 500. Now, the thing with the CBI is you basically have to buy your way in. I would think with Schwartz being Gilbert's guy, first year, young team, chance to get postseason experience, they would probably pony up that money to play.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. All right, we have...
Jeff Charles dropped a for sure earlier today.
Oh, did he?
On y'all's graphic.
We've got...
It's been a run, for sure.
We've got 2 football questions now. Oh, no, another basketball question. What is the reason Elijah Jones is going in the transfer portal? Really funny. The man, he says, family in the team huddle leaves first.
I didn't realize he's the guy who's saying family, but either way...
Well, you know, his teammates aren't really his family. It's like a...
It's every program says that. I mean,
Olive Garden says we're family. Are you family members with the Olive Garden staff? Okay, then.
Elijah Jones he wants to play, and he probably was not going to play here in the immediate future. If you look at his position, he plays kind of the 4 spot. Brandon Johnson, Ezra Osar are right there, and probably aren't going anywhere, at least. You know, they're sophomore and a freshman respectively. Elijah Jones was going to redshirt, and by transferring now, it's a situation where he could technically get into a new school mid-year, practice, finish up his redshirt there, or even if he doesn't do that, he's beating a lot of guys to the portal. There's going to be a mass entry post-March or in that March window. I mean, there's going to be like, you think football is crazy, and it is because of the number of players, but basketball is even more chaotic. And so he's almost like putting his name out there before everybody does. And, you know, we'll see where he ends up. I think he's got talent. He's got athleticism. He needs to get stronger and refine his game. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if he goes somewhere and plays. I think for ECU, you know, Valentino Pinedo has been playing over him. You've got Luigi DeBow. Like, there just wasn't a clear role for him. And it's so easy to transfer now. I don't blame him.
Matt says Olive Garden is Italian for family. Speaking of which, how's Mason Garcia coming along?
Yeah, that joke has made its way onto Hoist the Colors now. I was asked where in Italy did Mason Garcia grow up. So, yeah, Mason Garcia is coming along great, man. He's basically going to be the entire offense next year, it looks like.
The Italian stallion himself. Chris says, I'm pretty sure I'll always remember he was dropping F-bombs and he was sitting next to his mama. That was Chandler talking about me.
What was your mom's reaction to all this?
I don't know if she heard me.
So was it a really quiet F-bomb?
She might have told me to calm down. I wasn't screaming F-bombs up there. Chandler was exaggerating that. I might have cursed a few times.
How many charges, over under 1.5, will Brandon Suggs take tonight?
So how many MPGs is he playing right now?
I think he's averaging like around 20 minutes per game, but recently his role has been reduced. He'll still play in the game.
I'm going to say under. I'll say he'll get 1.
I really hope that he flops and gets called for a block.
See, why are you doing this now?
I don't. Why? Because he.
Oh, that's right. You were always a Brandon Suggs hater. That's right.
I'm going to get to this game an hour early after I finish in the studio, and I'm going to go to the court. I'm going to say, "Hey, Brandon, how's Orlando?" And I'm going to ask him, "Did the Sug boat make its way down to Orlando? Or is it still stuck here in Greenville?"
You are always a hater. And that's fine. I'll always be.
Are you going to be chewing when Brandon Suggs draws the charge?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
How's the felt belt coming along?
Let's get a felt belt update.
Well, the felt belt had the felt belt has had its moments this year.
It's it has been. It's almost an escalator.
There was
it's up and
one
down.
game where he had 7 threes, 6 threes.
My favorite thing about RJ is when he goes up for rebound, just grabs it with like one arm, just to show off.
And he gets up there like
he's
above the rim.
Yeah, he's a freak of an athlete. And I'll tell you what, when RJ is hitting his shot, man, ECU is a completely different offensive team. I mean, it changes everything.
And even when he's not, like last Wednesday, he was locked in late in the game.
He's always bringing defense and
defensively.
Yeah, I mean, so like he brings value no matter what, and that's why he's on the court. He rebounds, he defends, he's physical. But if he's hitting on offense, and he's very streaky. He reminds me, a much different player, but reminds me of Jamar Abrams. Like, it's either all there or nothing's there from three-point land. But if he's hitting, it just, like, changes how teams can defend ECU, because all of a sudden, not only do you have Brandon Johnson, Javon Small, you've got RJ to account for from the perimeter as well.
Ed says, what is going on with Brittany?
Who?
Spears.
Why do we care?
Chandler, you want to get in on this?
Is she here? I don't know.
I'll laugh at that reference every time I see it. It's so stupid. But
who?
Mike Patrick talking about Britney Spears during a epic SEC game will never
overtime
not
kicker
be
was
funny to me.
It was overtime. Like the kicker was going out there to kick the game-winning field goal, and he said, "What is Brittany doing with her life?" This color guy was like, "What the hell are you talking about?
Do we care?
Is she here?
Is she here?"
The great Todd Blackledge.
Is that, yeah, I knew it was a respectable.
The East Carolina-West Virginia game in 08.
Holy God. Jonathan Williams just
powered his way in.
Straight power. Or the Pirates. Christian says, what color is ECU wearing tonight?
I don't know, Christian. What do you think?
Hey,
I'm just asking him. What do you think? What do you think he's? What do you want them to wear, Christian?
They're going to wear gold, right?
I'm feeling white.
All right.
I feel like they go gold a lot.
You are white. You're one of the whitest people I know.
I am very white.
Christian also says, if I say I'm family,
I would like them to wear purple at home.
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
Would you go all color game? UCF would probably go black.
Yeah. I think it would look good. That's why I think ECU. Well, I guess gold looks good against black too, but I think white looks good too.
I guess. Christian says, if I say I'm family with Igoe, can I get courtside seats in Minji's?
No, I don't have that type of power. You can come sit in 213 with us though, because that's where I sit.
At the very tip top of the rafter. Did you pull the fire alarm? Oh, you weren't there last week.
Wasn't
we
it?
had a fire alarm before the game. Added to the intro.
And that was it made for an awkward situation because nothing was going on. No music was playing. Nobody was saying anything. They had just like the teams were like sitting at their respective benches.
Yeah, nothing was happening.
Nothing was going on for like 2 minutes. Nothing happened.
Yep.
I didn't realize Charleston's ranked in men's basketball. I just saw that on the bottom line. Let me ask y'all this. Did they have a band?
No,
they did not.
No.
But where the band was supposed to be sitting was filled with people. Like the whole bowl.
$8 tickets.
Yeah.
So today is 5 days before the start of the semester. I'm going to guess that the ECU band will not be there. Will they have a high school band? I would assume not.
Well, Pitt County Schools started back today.
Oh.
So maybe there's a chance.
Let's hope so.
Havelock was awesome, by the way.
Really?
Havelock did good, and then was it Green Central that was earlier this year? I love that, man.
Just bring them both back, man. We need all the juice from the band we can get.
Need a band. Johnny G, basketball man, says, since we're still on hoops, does the Jones transfer and scholarship opening, do we target another big, the team with Sear? How do you say his name?
Sear Malanga.
Sear Malanga.
I think it's best available. I mean, I think best available, yeah, if you could get a dominant big. But to me, like, I don't think you want, if you can get one legit big man to play kind of spot play here or there in this league is the most important thing. Like, I thought Luigi provided great minutes the other night at Wichita.
He has found his role.
Yeah, like he comes in, he plays hard, rebounds.
Energy.
He hit, I'll tell you what, when ECU was struggling, I can't remember if it was the dunk or the hook shot he hit to kind of get the ball going into the hoops to kind of start that run to get back into the game. So that's the perfect role for Luigi, man.
You want to talk about family? He's the team dad. Like, he's the one picking up the kids out there.
He's a JUCO player who I think came in as a junior and is in his fourth year at ECU due to COVID medical redshirt. Like, I tell you what, man, like, we pick at Luigi some because, like, he's fun to watch and he looks a little bit awkward out there, but you got to respect the heck out of the guy, man. I mean, he busts his tail every practice I'm out. He busts his tail in the game.
We were up with some people in 213, Brandon Manning, and I think it was Brandon Manning talking about it, but said that Luigi's there at the basketball camps, and he's got like 7 kids hanging on all of his arms, and he's just a good guy.
Yeah, awesome dude to talk to. Like, you can tell really loves ECU, appreciates the people here, and like, you pull for a guy like that, and yeah, it's not the prettiest thing to watch at times, but it's awesome to see him still finding a role and still having success.
All right.
I got a question for Igo. Was there any have you heard any reason of why Elijah Jones has decided to go?
Shirley, take us to break. Damn. My God.
This is 100% a bit. I don't believe this.
Was there an explanation you gave?
We already talked about this.
But did he have an explanation?
No, don't act like you didn't know.
You've seen me. I've been sitting here watching you guys and listening.
He has been looking at us this whole time.
I have.
I'm pretty sure.
Just like yesterday when you were talking to us and you repeated what I said.
So there was no explanation.
I made contact when I was explaining why Elijah Jones was in the portal with you as you were looking at us. He must have just been zoned out. Right over his head.
Man. Can you give it to me one more time?
He doesn't have one. Well, I mean, you said
playing time and
get in early to the portal.
Yeah, get into the portal. Maybe go mid-year to another school.
You want Igo to save more?
I need you to elaborate a little bit because this doesn't make any sense to me.
He wants to play. There were multiple players ahead of him. He could transfer mid-year to another school, get in, start practicing with that school, finish out his red shirt, and already be on the roster for next year. And if that doesn't happen, then he's already on the radar for teams that are already looking into the portal for next year.
Good explanation.
It's the second time I've explained it, so you're welcome.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll open up the booty bag when we return. A lot more to go. I'm saying the sky is falling. Destry says, please ask Igo to confirm the sky isn't falling when it comes to ECU football and players leaving. He needs help, and we'll see if Igo gives him that help after this.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World. Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Add some sparkle and style to your home and save at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Give your home a new look in the new year with beautiful new furniture. Right now, get a Bostic Sugg first time ever offer with 3 ways to save. 1, get a sales tax discount on any purchase. 2, get a $100 in MasterCard rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. And finally, get 6 months special financing. So add some sparkle and style to your home with a little help from Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org/for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com/licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio. Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
This is Zach Agnos, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Talking NIL, talking other things during the break. Didn't mention this. Chandler, we talked a lot about the Manning cast on Monday Night Football. Do they have a playoff one? Maybe they do have one more for the playoffs.
Maybe like a wild card game.
Yeah, because ESPN has a Monday night playoff game now, I believe. I watched the, what was it called, Field Access or whatever, for the college football playoff games. And in one they had...
Like Taylor Lewan?
Lawan was with RG3 and a couple other guys, and then for the other game it was McAfee and some guys, and I was entertained and informed. It was really cool. I enjoyed watching that.
A lot of split screening going on though, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of bothers me. I'm going to be honest.
Well, we know you have trouble focusing, so I could see where that would mess you up.
Yeah, like I want to see the game on a big widescreen.
Understood. Well, how do you watch the Manning cast? Like with one eye, like?
Well, see,
you cover half your TV.
Well, see, no, their side is very, thin and narrow.
Okay.
You still get to see a lot of the game.
Understood. I guess none of y'all watch the field access. Nope.
No.
Nope. And nope. All right. Fair enough. You think TCU has a chance, Stephen? Me neither.
I mean, who thought they would beat Michigan?
I didn't.
Nobody. That was weird.
Way to go.
I think they've got a chance. I can't believe Sonny Dykes is coaching a national championship game.
I know.
Like, it's just...
We were just...
Garrett Riley.
Ripping him apart a couple years ago.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that good of a coach, but clearly, like, he's taken that roster, and he was big on the portal his last few years at SMU, and he took that same approach to TCU. But my thing, and I heard this conversation on Sirius XM Radio early on the ESPNU channel, they were like, what does this say about Gary Patterson, who everybody sees as this awesome coach? They went 5-7 last year. They kind of stalled out. He obviously built that program.
He's an awesome coach.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is.
I get the talking point.
But it's like, does it just kind of show how much football has changed,
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be in the national championship if Gary Patterson was still there.
Yeah, that is true. But, and this is not like an insult, but like I think that they're a one-year wonder. Like, I don't think they're going to do this every year. I don't think Tulane might go like 7-5 next year. I could see that happening. 8-4, whatever. Like
sometimes all the pieces just come together. Like Tulane, like, not to cut you off, but the way they won, I mean, they had such a low percentage until that ball went out of bounds at the, they were down 8.
Yeah.
USC got backed up. Without that safety, they're not going to win the game.
Yeah.
More than likely.
You got to have
kind of a freak play. Special seasons, you have to have those freak things go your way.
Right. All right. Let's see. It was Destry on YouTube.
So that's why I think TCU can win, just because it's been that type of season.
Yeah, they seem like a team of destiny. Georgia is a monster. Please ask Igoe to confirm the sky isn't falling. Do we have offensive linemen ready to step up? Can Houston portal in linebackers and a purple tsunami of skill guys help?
It's a lot there, Destry.
I'm not being doom and gloom. I'm just trying to pump the brakes on 8-win season, win a bowl game, everything's going in the right direction. The sky's the limit.
Well, I think you got to have fair expectations. I mean, you're losing a ton of production. That doesn't mean other guys can't step up. I think in some cases where guys have been playing as older players, you may have more talented players behind them that have been recruited. They're just inexperienced. So you're going to have growing pains with inexperience. I do like some of the early additions from the portal. I like the linebackers they brought in. I like the DBs. They're bringing in a bunch of talented DBs. I think those guys in time will be good players. But, anytime you have inexperience, you're going to have some things that happen unexpectedly if you're a coach or whatever. So you have to deal with that at the quarterback position, which is the most vital position when it comes to inexperience. Obviously, Keaton kind of erased several mistakes on offense just with his talent. So you're not going to be able to get away with those mistakes either on the offensive line or if you mess up at the, a play like the play at Temple where they literally dropped the ball, just flipped it to Keaton, and he goes 80 yards for a touchdown. So I think you're going to have to do some things different offensively, but I think Mason is a more natural runner, faster, more powerful than Holton, so you could do some different things in the run game. You got a new offensive line coach coming in who can bring in maybe some new concepts in the run game to make you a little more diverse there too if you want to go that route. Because I think there's still going to be strength in numbers in the backfield. You're just going to be down the explosive home run ability of Keaton and also the experience of Ehlers. Clearly the sure-handedness of C.J. Johnson and Isaiah Winstead. But, when I look at the entire picture, my thing is who is truly irreplaceable? Like, to me, the the two pieces are definitely Holton and Keaton. Holton's experience and then Keaton's explosiveness. So you're going to have to find other ways to overcome that. The good news is you look at the roster, they've recruited well on the defensive line. They've recruited well on the offensive line. They still have to add a few more pieces on the offensive line, but you've got like 5 or 6 guys who have been in the program, who have been developing, who are ready for their shot. You supplement that with maybe a transfer or two on the offensive front at tackle. I think you're in pretty good shape there. Defensive line, you should have basically everybody back. So you look at the fronts, which is the toughest place to build in a short amount of time. Those are in pretty good shape. Now you just have to get the pieces around them to have a solid football team.
Can we do a quick exercise? I want to run through some positions, and you tell me a player on the roster currently we haven't seen a lot of that could be part of the future winning at East Carolina.
Okay.
We can skip over quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. So do we have to skip over running back as well?
Well, I mean, we kind of know Marlon Gunn has a chance to be the guy there.
Yeah, he doesn't count. He's played.
Yeah, I mean, but Camaro Edmonds, I like Javius Bond coming in. They're also looking at a transfer in for a visit this week. So
Javius Bond, was it high school?
High school.
All right.
What about Nemo Squire?
Nemo Squire also in the program. Pop McKay still in the program.
Wow.
So, I mean, they got a ton of running backs.
Pop, I feel like I wrote him off 2 years ago.
We're still waiting to see what Pop's going to do. I mean, this is his shot. You go into spring ball, I mean, it's no Rajay, Keaton gone. If you're a running back, this is your time, man.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not get fired up about that opportunity?
How about receiver? And we saw a couple of glimpses in the bowl game.
Yeah, we saw Tajee Hudson step up. I didn't even know who caught that ball on the sideline. We were on the opposite side in the press box. I was like, who is that? Is that Audio Matosha? But no, it was Tajee Hudson. Brock Spalding, continue to hear good things about him. Kerry King, we've seen flashes of. Jari Patterson is the guy who was
Did he play?
I don't think he played.
Yeah.
He may have played special teams. He didn't play on offense, I don't think. And so those are just a few guys. You know, we saw Tyler.
Okay, you're just naming guys. I want you to tell me a guy
all right, Brock
you
Spalding.
think will be a part of the winning future.
Brock Spalding.
Thank you.
I like him in the slot.
Is there anybody at tight end?
There's a guy from Germany they redshirted, Max Lunch.
Yeah, bring your lunch.
I don't know if he'll be ready next year, but I'm going to say Max Lunch.
All right. Is there an offensive lineman in the program we have not seen yet that will start?
Jacob Sacre.
All right. How about D-line?
D-line, I mean, they got...
Where's my guy, Mount Everett? Where's he playing now?
He's O-line.
Okay.
Because D-line, we've seen everybody play except C.J. Mims. So I'll just say...
yeah.
Like, I think J.D. Lampley takes another step next year.
Is C.J. the next Chandre Mims?
He may be.
All right. Linebacker.
Does it have to be somebody in the program or incoming?
Incoming's fine.
Taekwon King, North Carolina A&T transfer.
Coming to King, you best not miss.
I also think Taylor Jackson play a big role next year.
What about, this is a guy that I literally like drooled over during one of the signing days, Jacoby Simpson.
Jacoby Simpson he's got a chance to step into a role next year.
Linebacker?
Linebacker.
All right. DB.
Corner.
Our guys.
Let's go corner or safety.
Our long JUCO guys.
Yeah, Siobhan Revel.
He played a lot.
I revel in his success.
You guys go with Revel. I'm going to go IBM.
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah Brown Murray.
Yeah. Off-season darling from last year. IBM. So, okay.
Y'all haven't talked safety.
Well, I said DB.
I mean, there's like 50 DBs on the roster.
Name one you like. Name one you like.
Didn't we have a safety on campus today?
You can't name one you like.
Yeah, there's a safety on campus today. His name is Plack.
Plack?
That's his last name.
Plack.
He's a Delaware All-CAA.
How you spell that?
Plack.
Plack. That's all right.
He's going to plaque you, man.
He's going to plaque you.
Safety. There's a ton of young safeties. Devin King.
So 2 guys named King on defense to watch out for.
Yeah.
Jack Dover says Eric Doctor.
Eric Doctor is a guy on the edge You could
I feel like
see
I've heard his name a while. How long has he been in the program?
he'll be going into year number 4.
Yeah, okay. I would love to see these guys.
Same position. So there's there's probably a collection of 20 to 25 guys that have been in the program 2 to 4 years, or that will be in the program 2 to 4 years by next year, that, it's their time. Like, Holton Ahlers, he can't play forever. Keaton Mitchell can't play forever. You already got 4 years out of C.J. Johnson. Jair Wilson was here 5 years. A lot of these situations are because COVID created the extra year. So, you look at a guy like C.J. under normal circumstances, he would already be done. It's just he's got that extra year. You've got some other guys like Malik Fleming, Jeremy Lewis, who would be done, but they have an extra year. And, we assume they'll be back at this time. So Noah Henderson, he decided to move on. He was another guy that was here 5 years, if you count his redshirt year and the COVID year. So some of this stuff, the coaching staff has been preparing for it. It's not like they didn't see the possibility of these guys leaving. They knew Noah Henderson was leaving in the preseason. They knew C.J. Johnson, there was a good chance he would not be back. Keaton Mitchell, they hope would be back, but they also knew it was a possibility. That's why they signed Javius Bond.
Yeah.
So they've been preparing for it. Does it make it easy to say goodbye to these guys? No. But it doesn't mean they're not ready.
Johnny says, I hope I'm not pulling a Chandler. Did I go get the PAL question like P-Mace did? Had to step away for a second. So at halftime of the ECU basketball game last week, my cigarette buddies were talking about how Juwan Powell left the Birmingham Bowl. And I was like, what? I hadn't heard that. Then I started to hear that. Mm-hmm. So, and I read his tweet earlier where he kind of put out basically an open prayer on,
which we think is in reference to
could be, could not.
We don't know. Yeah, could be anything.
What at this point do you know about Juwan Powell and his status?
I don't know anything other than that he started the game on playing on special teams. He was on the field pregame. Something happened at halftime where he was not on the team in the second half, did not partake in the celebration. Basically was told he left the team at halftime and didn't return. So, I would assume he would not be a part of the team going forward, but obviously there's conversations that could be had in the postseason that could change that. He's not in the portal yet. I don't know if he's still planning on coming back to school for the spring semester or what. So that's something I hope to have some clarification on. I'm expected to talk to Mike Houston for an interview in the coming days, so hopefully we can get some clarification on some of this stuff with the roster where you got, a lot of movement this time of year. There's a lot to juggle. There's no downtime, man, with college football now. It is, if you're playing in a bowl game, as soon as you get done with the bowl game, it's transfers, recruiting, who's leaving your program.
Do you know, Bryce said he thought they get winter workouts within a week or two?
Basically, when they come back to school, they start working out. So, next week, I don't know when the official period of winter workouts. I think there's a time frame for how long they get. But guys will start working out once they get back on their own with Big John. The players are only going to get a few weeks off. And I know that the incoming players like Raheem Jeter, Javius Bond, they were scheduled to move in starting today. So, it is truly a 365, 24/7 deal.
And a nice plug for 24/7 Sports.
It's good for business because we never have a downtime.
There's a ton of great chatter going on that board right now.
The offseason is turned into where basically it's easier to sell what we do, our subscriptions, our site in this time of year, like December, January, because there's so much movement. There's coaching changes in the industry. This time of year is more so people are more involved with the chatter and wanting to know what's going on than in season, where everything is visible on the field,
right?
And we just kind of react to it. Now it's just a ton of stuff being done, but it's basically college free agency right now. There are 9 transfers visiting the next few days for ECU. We'll see how many they get, but it's crazy, man.
All right, Shirley, can you open up the booty bag for us?
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, 317-1250. What are you... Matt says, do you see us opening up a pipeline to Italy in the future? What are we giving away today, Shirley?
How about a $10 gift card to AJ McMurphy's?
All right, and what call are you looking for?
6.
And Shirley, if that person didn't win in the treasure chest, you can ask if they want to go on the air with us. If they don't, that's fine. If they do, we'll ask a question. So.
Sure.
All right, we'll be back with more after this.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Autovola Market Cafe. Autovola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Autovola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Autovola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Autovola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Autovola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and AutovolaMarket.com. Autovola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at FactoryMattressUSA.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, congratulations to Mike Ward of Greenville. Picked up a $10 gift card to A.J. McMurphy's. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and fun is A.J. McMurphy's. They have daily food and drink specials, an awesome patio, and there's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Rock. And AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. And as we head back into the show, Clip, Mike is on the line.
Mike Ward, you say?
Yes.
Oh, good, Mike. I want to tell Mike congratulations for another awesome Mets offseason. They did it again, Mike. Man, you guys are great from December to around July. And I just want to congratulate you again, man.
Don't forget who has the best record in the history of Major League Baseball on opening day.
What a yeah, that's that ready to go. Hey, bet on the Mets opening day, folks. There you go.
Day.
Mike, congrats, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hope you are, Clip.
Yeah.
Shirley let me get through. I told her, and I told you in a tweet, I believe I was caller 11 4 different times on the treasure chest.
Oh, man. Well,
always get through 11 months out of the year, but not the 12.
Mike's son has been on our show, Shay Ward, baseball player at Pitt Community College. What's Shay up to now?
Hey, he's actually at ECU as a junior this year. I'm going to play on the club team and give it a shot.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Chandler, you got a question for Mike?
I think Mike's got questions for us.
Oh.
Isn't that what you said, Shirley?
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to flip the script on you. I'm asking the questions today.
Oh, boy. All right.
I've already got the gift card, so I'm going to ask the questions.
He's already came.
You don't have it in your hand.
She's already got my address. Get Shirley a talk like that work.
All right.
So, Clip, who is on your Mount Rushmore of Atlanta Braves?
The Mount Rushmore of my Atlanta Braves, I'll put the crime dog Fred McGriff up there because I played first base in Little League and I guess Babe Ruth whenever he was a Brave. I will go with, I'll go Terry Pendleton because when I first started watching, I think he won MVP there in the early 90s, but he had an awesome year during the worst of first year, and then when they made those World Series against the Twins and Blue Jays, that they were not able to win. But so I'll go Pendleton, McGriff. Got to go Chipper, obviously, who had a lot of fun at Shea Stadium and against the Mets.
Of course you had to put Chipper.
You got to put Chipper there.
If he wasn't part of it.
Chipper's there. And then who gets that fourth spot? Could go with, I thought my favorite pitcher of the three, and it probably changed throughout the years, but John Smoltz looked like my late great uncle David Brock. So I like John Smoltz because he reminded me of my uncle. So Smoking Smoltz was my favorite of the big trio there. So I'll put him up there.
That'll play. That's certainly a strong four.
All right.
Chandler.
Yes, sir.
Well known that you're Panthers fan, as I am as well. You want Steve Wilkes to be the next head coach, as do I. If not Steve Wilkes, who is your next choice for a head coach of the Carolina Panthers?
I guess it would be a guy that is being talked about right now, Jim Harbaugh. I'll probably go Jim Harbaugh.
Okay. He's had some success in the NFL. That's
yes.
A pretty good choice.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Shirley, you and I are exactly alike. Played travel softball for many years, traveled up and down the East Coast doing so. What is your favorite place to play travel softball?
Good question.
That's a good question. Now, I haven't gone to too many places. I can probably count just shy of two hands. But I would have to say, because it's a repeat one, it's one I've done every year for the last few years, I would have to say Tampa.
Nice.
the Gasparilla Softball Classic is one of my favorite ones because, you're traveling down there in February. The weather's usually pretty good. It was only cold one year, and then we had some rain like the next year. But other than that, but it's a load of fun. And, you're right there on the water. It's, you can't beat it. Really, for a tournament in February, you really can't beat it.
Especially in Tampa, that's exactly right.
Yep.
Florida's always a good destination in February.
Oh, yeah.
Igoe, you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
Bonus question.
All right.
Why is Elijah Jones leaving?
And why did Elijah Hughes leave?
So are you just asking that as a joke, or do you really want to know?
Yeah. No, that was a joke.
Okay, good.
Very good, Mike. Hey, you're a good interviewer.
Well done.
You're way better than me and us here. That was great.
As the baseball fan that I am, what series are you most looking forward to coming up this season for the Pirates? And who outside the conference do you think will pose the biggest threat to them?
Good questions. I think, the obvious is the North Carolina series, just from the standpoint of it's kind of become somewhat of a rivalry now. They're going to do it every year for the foreseeable future. Just talking to Cliff Godwin, where they do, 3-game series the second weekend of the season. And as of right now, they're going to do 2 home and then the third one at the other team's venue. So I like that. This will be the third time they've done it, the second straight year. So looking forward to that. As far as you said, non-conference opponent, who's going to create the biggest threat?
You need to see a schedule?
Yeah, I might need to see a schedule.
I'll pull one up real quick.
It's a really good non-conference. I know that the Keith LeClaire Classic is going to be good. Indiana, that's the last year's schedule.
I was about to say, I do not want to play Bryant again.
Yeah. Indiana came in a couple years ago and took it to ECU in the Classic, and they are back this year. Long Beach State, really good once again. Liberty is another series I'm looking forward to. That's a weekend series. I'll probably say Indiana or Long Beach State. I feel like those teams have the talent to make it a really fun weekend, a really challenging weekend. And then all the midweek games are tough because there's no gimmies. We look at Duke, ODU, Elon, Campbell, all those games are tough. So it's as difficult a schedule. I don't know if I really answered your question, but it's as difficult a schedule as ECU's had in baseball.
It did. All those are certainly ones to look forward to. Long Beach State has been good for years, and it's one of those teams that's on the West Coast that's forgotten about, but it is always very competitive, so I'm excited about seeing them as well.
Mike, great job, man.
Clip, I appreciate you entertaining me for these few minutes, and again, appreciate everything every one of you do there at Pirate Radio. It's always enjoyable to meet you.
The Mike Ward Show, right here on Pirate Radio.
Man.
I like
Appreciate it.
Congrats, Mike. See you, man.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thank you, man. There is Mike Ward. Good news. Tonight, live inside of Minges Coliseum, you will hear the tunes of Beargrass High School.
Let's
Playing
go.
the hits. And I like that the high schools play some of the Minges classics. They learn the staples. Yeah. Wham, 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 wham. So Beargrass will be there. We'll have an environment. We'll have a college basketball field.
213 is going to be rocking. Over under 8.5 people in 213.
Over. It's been packed this year.
I'm gonna go over. Matt says no Dale Murphy. That I remember Murph. I remember the bat wiggle, but
Murph.
I was too young. It was a little before my time. I remember it. I was not a diehard fan when Dale Murphy was there, and I blame my age for that. I can't help that, Matt.
I was around for Murph.
I can't be older than I am. Steven, thanks for joining us. Hoist the Colors. You had an emergency pod after Keaton Mitchell announced his decision, right?
Yeah, and I just think it's a situation where. All right, you know what?
You ruined it, Cliff.
We'll just wrap up the show.
No!
Check out the Hoist the Colors
I'm sorry,
podcast.
that was mean. I did want to give a shout out to Butner Pirate.
Scott Lord-Batcher.
I meant to bring this up with Ellerbe. I'll bring it up with Troy tomorrow. What am I saying? Tomorrow. He did he ranked ECU's bowl wins and had a good write-up for him. And we'll discuss that on the show. That was cool. So it's not just Igoe putting out the good content. You got some great fans.
We just elevated him the Hoist the Colors moderator, so I guess he responded by doing a piece of content.
Yeah,
so
that was great.
That was awesome.
Thanks, Steven.
Thank you.
I'll see you in 15 minutes.
I'll see you over there.
Bye. Shirley Rhodes, Chan Man, Blue Collar. Keep up the good work. We'll see you tonight. I know you'll be working. If you get a chance, if you get a breath, just give me a wave or a, well, what's up? 3 o'clock Thursday, we'll be back with you here on Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville,